The last post, quite beautifully played by the bugler, standing on this near touchline. We will remember them. Well, a memorable day already in the Premier League. Brentford going and winning 2-1 at Manchester City in the game we just brought you this lunchtime on Talksport. Wolves Arsenal to come. Perry Groves alongside me. More than a passing interest in that game. But we've smuggled them into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium again, so we can see how Spurs get on in this game against Leeds, which is now underway. Spurs in their traditional white shirts and socks and the dark blue shorts attacking the north stand. Leeds in a change strip that's kind of Wolves in reverse. Black shirts and socks with gold shorts, and they're attacking the south stand to our right. We're sat high up in the west stand. Beautiful bird's eye view over the halfway line. Remember, here on Talksport on game day this afternoon, we've got reporters at all the other 3 o'clock Premier League games. Alex Crook at Bournemouth, Matt Jones at Liverpool, Jeff Peters at Forest, Dan Windle at West Ham, and we've got reporters in the Championship at Cardiff, Coventry, Huddersfield, Norwich and Preston. Goals as they go in, and I'll let you know about anything else that happens with goals around the country in the 3 o'clock games. Spurs in possession with Clement Longley, one of only 3 players in the Spurs starting lineup not involved in the upcoming World Cup festivities. Didn't get named in the France squad. Ball drifts out, and Ben Davies, who is going with Wales, will take a throw right in front of his manager Antonio Conte. Slings it back to Longley, and now Eric Dyer picks it up, sends it out to Emerson Royal on the right hand side. Just hits the ball against the defender Pascal Struijk, who was hoping to go to the World Cup with the Netherlands but not selected. Now Richarlison gets a chance to run at the Leeds backline over the halfway line, out to the left, and Perisic faced up by Rasmus Christensen, but the ball floated into the box. Is an easy claim for Illan Meslier. So we're underway, minute gone on Talksport. It's 0-0. Perry Groves.
Yeah, it's got a nice pace about it, Dance, in this opening sort of 1-2 minutes. To be fair to Spurs, they're playing a little bit higher up the pitch than what they have been here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Leeds are trying to play out from the back, and you see Richarlison closing Meslier down.
And that forced Meslier to shank the ball out of play at the north stand end for Spurs' first corner of the game. It was Robin Koch whose ball back to Meslier was not handy, and he screwed it behind the Leeds goalkeeper. And now chance for Perisic to send the corner in.
And the strain from Meslier, so it wasn't a great sort of laid back there from Robin Koch, but Meslier just looked completely off balance, Dan, didn't he? Looked like he had divers boots.
I think the bounce caught him off guard a little bit. Anyway, Perisic with this corner, be a right-footed in-swinger from the Croatian. Holds aloft his left hand and drives it into the near post, but that's comfortably cleared away by Aronson. And in the end, Højbjerg just elects to hoof it back to Lloris, who stood midway inside his own half. 2.5 gone, 0-0 on Talksport.
Should we do the corner count on how many corners hit the first man?
All right,
so
well, that's one.
That's one from Perisic.
I'll leave you, that's your job.
Spurs have scored more goals than any team in the Premier League from corners this season. Normally the delivery is really good. That was really poor from Perisic.
Well, Gnotto giving chase. Getting his first Premier League start today, Wilfried Gnotto, the Italian, set up Crescencio Somerville with that beautifully weighted pass for the 7th goal of the game that won it against Bournemouth last time out. Chested down by Tyler Adams. It's worked in field to Gnotto, midway point of the Spurs half. Now Rocker takes over, inside left channel. Somerville goes out to the left wing, being followed by Emerson Royal. About 10 yards from the corner flag. Keeps hold of it, Somerville, and works it back down the touchline to Struijk. Back in field to Cooper, and then across to Koch at the edge of the centre circle, and he plays it out to Rasmus Christensen of Denmark. On this near side to us, the Leeds right as they attack the south stand. Early ball in field for Gnotto, just got away from him, but quickly on the scene was the American Aronson. Passes to his compatriot Adams, and the two Americans exchange passes further. Keeping possession quite well, Leeds, just inside the Spurs half. Strikes calling for it out to the left-hand side, but Cooper's gone further out left to Crescencio Somerville. He's trying to isolate Emerson Royal down the left-hand side. Tries to move in field, he's dispossessed, and away comes Spurs. And then they are dispossessed almost as quickly as they won it back. Luton 0, Rotherham 1. First goal's gone in the Championship. Luton without a manager, Nathan Jones gone, Mick Harford taking over, but Jamie Lindsay has given Rotherham the lead at Kenilworth Road. 0-0 on Talksport with 4 minutes gone at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here's Liam Cooper, first time ball over the top down the left hand side. Rodrigo's giving chase, but Dyer will get there first and nod it quite firmly back to his goalkeeper. 0-0.
Yeah, Liam Cooper there just trying to hit it into that left hand channel there for Rodrigo.
Well, ball's given away, and Pass back from Dyer had to be headed clear by Lloris, and he just headed it clear ahead of the attentions of Rodrigo. There's a Leeds player down inside the box. Meantime, the ball's been worked up to halfway. It's Notto who's gone down, but he's back on his feet and getting back into an onside position as the ball's with Robin Koch, who just passes up to the halfway line and Mark Rocker. There's a little 1-2 with Aronson. Now Tyler Adams takes over.
This is where we see Spurs down, because obviously Leeds are in possession. They had a few nice little passing movements, and they're trying to get themselves to rhythm. Spurs just sort of retreat into their own half and go a 5-4-1, and just have that, you know, one line of 5, one line of 4, and they hope that Leeds give the ball away rather than actually going and trying to win it.
Goal at Deepdale in the Championship. Talksport's John Dunn.
3 minutes gone, Preston 0, Millwall 1. Brilliant goal by Zian Fleming. Ball pinged into him on the edge of the area. Back to goal. Great control, great turn, great strength, and a wonderful finish into the bottom corner. Preston 0, Millwall 1.
Terrific signing for Gary Rowett and Millwall, Zian Fleming. So Millwall in front in that Championship game. 0-0 here on Talksport at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Meslier with the ball inside the 6-yard box. Again, not the most convincing clearance from him, and it bounced off Notto's chest. Leeds will try and get it further clear. Perisic nods it infield, but straight to Adams, and that's picked up by Rocker, and Rocker spots Notto making a run down the inside right channel, but the ball skips away off the turf and out of play on this near side for a Spurs throw. And a goal at Anfield. Matt Jones.
It has indeed. It's Liverpool 1, Southampton 0. Liverpool scoring after just 5 minutes. Roberto Firmino, the man who's got it, a free kick coming in from deep, and he flicked it on with the goalkeeper not able to claw it out. Liverpool 1, Southampton 0.
Davis for Spurs in the left back position, rolls it into Richarlison, turned it round the corner but straight to a Leeds player in Rocker, and Christensen works the ball back into his own half of the two centre halves. First, well, it's Cooper, and then across to Pascal Strike at left back these days, all purpose for Leeds United in the back four. Now it's Koch who hits it long down the inside right channel, asking Rodrigo to give chase, and he'll get there ahead of Longley, down towards the dead ball line, faced up by Longley. Works the ball back to Notto, almost at the right-hand corner of the box. Infield it goes first to Rocker and then Adams. Out to Christensen, level with the edge of the area right-hand side. Thinks about a cross, but then works it back 15 yards or so for Robin Koch. Koch will have it again. Not much intensity in the closing down from Tottenham, but they win it back nonetheless. Richarlison trying to turn away from trouble. Stroked up by Højbjerg to Kane. Just shy of the halfway line, and he tees it up nicely for Bentancur, and it's rolled out to the right-hand side, and away comes Spurs. It's Emerson Royal. Was he caught there by Somerville? The referee says play on. Ball's worked back into the area, only half cleared. Royal puts it back across the face of goal. He was looking for Richarlison, but a foot from a Leeds defender hooked it away from danger, but they've won it back, have Spurs, and almost as soon as they win it back, then Tyler Adams hoofs it clear, but it goes back to Kulusevski, back in the Spurs starting lineup this afternoon for the first time since mid-September, when Spurs beat Leicester by 6-2 here. Grimsby 0, Doncaster 1 in League 2. Doncaster lead through George Miller at Blundell Park. Only scored 2 goals in the last 5. And Dagenham and Redbridge lead at Solihull Moors in the National League. That's 1-0 at the Armco. 0-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Perry Groves.
Yeah, it's good link-up play down Spurs' right-hand side. Emerson Royal going on the underlap. If Kulusevski could have a little bit more quality on his pass stance, just with the outside of his left foot, he's in. To be fair, he was actually tripped by Somerville, and referee Michael Salisbury played a really good advantage, but Emerson Royal couldn't pick out the right pass.
Kane trying to put Kulusevski away through the middle this time as he picked up the ball. Kane just shy of the halfway line, but it was just over hit. And a goal at the London Stadium. Talksport's Dan Windle.
Guess who? West Ham 0, Leicester 1. The man of the moment, James Maddison. Ball across the penalty area, finding Maddison at the far post, steering his finish beyond Fabianski into the roof of the nets. West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
What a week for that young man, and he's going to Qatar as well. You heard it live on Talksport Thursday afternoon with Adrian Show as the squad was announced. Every World Cup game on Talksport. Now Richarlison finds a ball down the right-hand side of it, swept across by Dyer and overhit. There were 3 to hit inside the area as Dyer received it right-hand side of the area, but it went beyond all of them as he struck it too firmly, and it just dribbles behind for a Leeds goal kick. And another goal back at Anfield. Talksport's Matt Jones.
Liverpool 1, Southampton 1. The Saints are back on level terms, and it's come from Che Adams, quite similar to goal at the other end. Ward-Prowse whipping in the free kick, and Adams flicking it into the back of the net. Liverpool 1, Southampton 1.
Goal kick to Leeds here, 0-0. Crawley lead Barrow by a goal to 0 in League 2. Crawley no win in 4, but Ashley Naderson has given them the lead. It's 0-0 here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Knocked in field by Christensen, now picked up by Aronson, flicks it to the edge of the area. Good touch from Somerville, gets it at his feet and scores for Leeds United. 3-3 for Crescencio Somerville. What a start for the Yorkshire club. And Crescencio Somerville collected the ball inside the area, took on Eric Dyer and slipped it underneath Hugo Lloris. And apart from the Leeds fans going nutty in the final corner, it's silence around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Spurs 0, Leeds 1.
Well, Somerville's no small town boy, Dance, because that's a fantastic first touch with the outside of his right foot. Erison does really good initially, where he's in that little sort of 10 position, that little pocket. Just make sure that he just flicks it with the outside of his right foot. Then Somerville takes it, first touch outside of his right foot, gets it out of his feet, and just makes sure with his left foot strike, he just buries it past Hugo. He's given absolutely no chance whatsoever. Just holds off Eric Dyer. Fantastic link-up play from Erison and Somerville. Leeds go 1-0 up.
We had a shock earlier today at the Etihad Stadium, live on Talksport, as Brentford took the lead, were pegged back, but then won it against Manchester City. Now Leeds looking for 3 wins in 3. Lead at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Meantime, there's been a goal in the Championship at Carrow Road. Talksport's Dave Rowe.
Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0. Josh Sargent scoring for the first time in 5 games. Little clever knock on by Kenny McLean into the area. Right footed shot by Sargent. Beats Stefan. In fact, Borough have been the better side early on, but it's Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0.
That's his 9th of the season, Josh Sargent. And Oxford United struggling a bit. Scored through Billy Bowden at the Kazam against Port Vale. Harrogate 0, Leighton Orient 1. Paul Smith, another one for Smith for the League 2 leaders. And Tranmere Rovers lead at Swindon, also in League 2, Josh Hawkes. And Chesterfield want to put Torquay in the National League. And Ipswich have just taken the lead in League 1 against Cheltenham Town. Luke Wolfenham from the back. But what a few weeks for Crescencio Somerville of Leeds United, Perry Groves.
It's just, I think that's his 4th Premier League goal on the trot in the last 4 games.
4 in 4.
I'm going to give you a little quiz, Dance. Who's the last Leeds player to get 4 in 4? 4 goals in 4 consecutive Premier League games.
I'm just thinking of the Viduka 4 in 1
All
game.
right, okay, well done. No, it was Mark Viduka.
1-0 to Leeds United with 11 minutes gone.
That quiz didn't last
And
very
a
long.
goal at the MKM Stadium. Alan Biggs.
It's Hull City 1, Reading 0. Skipper Jacob Greaves the scorer for Hull. A powerful far post header from a corner. A great start to the first home game in charge of Liam Rosenior. Hull 1, Reading 0.
And they've won and drawn since Rosenior's been linked with the job. Now he's firmly installed against his old club, of course, today. Former Reading player Liam Rosenior. Southend lead Dorking by a goal to 0 in the National League. Ben Davis rolls the ball up to halfway, only finds Tyler Adams, and it's the Leeds fans you can hear singing, marching on together in that north-east corner of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs haven't really responded to going behind here, Perry Groves. 12.5 gone, Leeds 1-0 up.
They say just come up 12.5 minutes gone, Dan. To look at both teams, you'd say that Leeds are the team that's playing with that little bit more purpose, isn't there? There's a little bit more incisiveness in their passing. It's quicker, they're moving the ball on quicker.
Well, here's Kulusevski, free on the right wing. He's got him behind strike, gets towards the edge of the area, 4 to aim at inside the area, pulls it back, and it's Emerson Royale who gets the shot in, and it's put behind without any great conviction by Ilan Meslier. It is Spurs' second corner of the game. Leeds 1-0 up on Talksport.
Really good play from Kulusevski. Everybody thinks he's going to cut in on his left foot from that right hand side, gets in behind strike, then makes sure he takes on strike again, gets himself to the byline, pulls it back to Emerson Royale. Emerson can't really get enough power on his shot. As you said there, it was sort of scooped and flapped away, wasn't it, by Meslier at his near post.
So Kulusevski will have the corner, takes it short as out comes Ben Davis to give it back to him on the right hand side. Oh, he nutmegs Aronson, sends to box Kulusevski. He tried to drive, but it was blocked by Rocker. Comes out to Emerson Royale in the centre of the Leeds half, flicked up to the edge of the area by Perisic, but only finds Christensen, who finds Somerville. Somerville looks to release Rodrigo, but the ball's overhit and drifts out of play for a Tottenham throw. Now there's a bit of urgency as Bentancur urges the ball boy on that far side to get the ball back to him. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury 0, Barnsley 1 in League 1. Barnsley lead of the Greenhouse Meadow through Adam Phillips. Aldershot 0, Maidenhead 1 in the National League. Spurs 0, Leeds 1. If you're just tuning into Game Day exclusive on Talksport this Saturday afternoon, Crescencio Somerville early in the piece for 4 in 4 for Jesse Marsh's side. Royale with a poor ball in field. He was looking for Kulusevski, but he telegraphed it and made it easy for Liam Cooper to pick it up for Leeds United.
Dance is in so much space on that right-hand side. He can just take a touch. Then travel forward another 10-15 yards and see if we get a little 1-2 with Kulusevski on the edge of Leeds' box.
You're listening to Tottenham 0 Leeds 1 on Talksport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Newcastle versus Chelsea and Wolves versus Arsenal to come. That's live today for £11.99. No contract. Just search Now Sports for all the deets. Ben Davies going back towards his own penalty area to retrieve the loose ball. Squares it for Eric Dyer. Approaching the quarter-hour mark on Talksport with Leeds in front. But Spurs coming forward again with Kulusevski, seeing a lot of the ball in this opening quarter of an hour. They're going to take on Cooper, draws Cooper, gets into the area, pulls it back. Richarlison tries to get the header at the near post, but it skims off the top of his head and comes out to Ben Davies, middle of the half. Down the inside left channel, flicks it out to Højbjerg in the left wing, gives it back to Davies on the underlap, tries to fire a cross in, but he didn't wrap his foot round it enough. In fact, he got too much on it in the end, and it just goes out of play for a throw into Leeds as we go off to a championship goal at the CBS Arena. Ian Abrahams.
Coventry 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. The man who can't stop scoring here, Victor Gyökeres has got the goal. Ball played from left to right, eventually to him in the centre of the penalty area, and he thrashed it in by the underside of the bar. Coventry 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
And they're looking for 4 straight wins, Coventry, this afternoon. England-Japan just getting underway at Twickenham in the Autumn Series Internationals. You can hear that live right now on Talksport 2. If you've got the app downloaded, you can just swipe effortlessly between Talksport and Talksport 2. We've already brought you Ireland beating Fiji by 35 points to 17 in the lunchtime Autumn International, and there's rugby right the way through till 10 p.m. tonight on Talksport 2 as the Autumn Series continues. All 18 fixtures live on the Talksport network. Here on Game Day Exclusive, 16 minutes gone, Spurs 0, Leeds 1. And I remind you of that stat that Perry gave Adrian just before kick-off. There's 8 games where Spurs have not scored in the first half in all competitions. Stays like that, the reception towards the players at the half-time whistle should be interesting, Perry.
Another stat?
I love stats.
This is the 8th time that Spurs have conceded the first goal in all competitions.
Well, it was a beautifully taken goal by Crescencio Somerville. And a goal at Deepdale once again. John Dunn.
Preston 0, Millwall 2, 15 minutes gone. Zian Fleming hadn't scored in his last 6. He's now got 2 in the opening 15 of this game. Free kick 20 yards out, slightly right of centre. He's drilled it under the wall and beyond Freddie Woodman. Preston 0, Millwall 2.
Forward comes Bentancur for Spurs. 1-0 down at home to Leeds United. Now Emerson Royale almost level with the Leeds penalty area. It's worked into Kulusevski inside the box. Aronson comes across. Adams comes across as well. Prevents the corner and puts it out for a throw to Spurs on the far right-hand side. Royale wants to take it quickly. Bentancur shows for him, almost at the right-hand corner of the box. Now Eric Dyer works it back to Longley. Just to the right of the centre circle. Davies now. Plays it out to this near side of the left. Perisic touches it infield. It's laid off by Kulusevski. Davies, great run into the area. Pulls it across. Surely Emerson Royale. Oh, he's blazed it over. What a chance, Emerson Royale. Kane saying to Davies, why didn't you pull it back to me? But Davies only had eyes for Emerson Royale, who was in acres of space 8 yards out, but he's ballooned his effort way over the bar. Leeds goal kick. Leeds still lead by a goal to 0 on Talksport.
Dance, it was brilliant link-up play down Spurs' left-hand side. All first touch passing from Kulusevski into Richarlison. Davies goes on the underlap. He actually pulls it back for Emerson Royale, and there's no conviction in that finish whatsoever, Dance, because what he's got to do, he's got to make sure that his knee and his hips are over the top of the ball. He leans back and just balloons it over Melié's crossbar. Spurs' best chance of the match.
Goal at the Vitality on Talksport. Alex Crook.
And a goal for the host. Bournemouth 1, Everton 0, but an absolute nightmare for the England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford right on the eve of the World Cup. As the ball was played into the area by Dominic Solanke, Pickford palmed it straight to Marcus Tavernier, and he tapped in from 6 yards. Bournemouth 1, Everton 0.
Frank Lampard's going to be sick of the sight of Kings Park and the Vitality Stadium. Lost in the week in the EFL Cup, losing now. Wycombe, who haven't won in 4, are 1 up at Forest Green in League 1 through David Wheeler. And Leeds are 1-0 up here. If you're just tuning in to Game Day exclusive on Talksport at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Crescencio Somerville at it again for Leeds United. A really good finish inside the box underneath Hugo Lloris. And here go Leeds again, with Aronson looking to get Somerville away. He's in the area, left-hand side. Lloris, Kane to block, comes to the edge of the area. Oh, brilliant challenge from Bentancur to keep it away from Aronson, as Somerville saw his shot bounce off the legs of Hugo Lloris, and Spurs survive.
It was a heavy touch, wasn't it, from Somerville? Great little lay-in again from Aronson, and if his touch wasn't so heavy to give himself more time, gave Hugo Lloris a chance to come out and sort of make himself nice and big. But the problem that Leeds are calling Spurs, when Spurs are in possession and they give it away, Aronson's just free basically. Jesse Marshall said, no, you just stand in the centre circle.
Quickly taken corner from Spurs meantime at the other end, but Perisic defending the ball, gets it back to Kulusevski, and the referee spotted. Oh, there's 2 balls on the pitch. Well spotted, Perry Groves. I hadn't seen that. But there are 2 balls on the pitch, so they'll have to take the corner kick again.
I think that was Meslier being quite shrewd. The old multi-ball system. Give me that ball, just throw it down and then stop the quick corner being taken.
Bit of housery.
I'm glad you didn't use the word
I wouldn't dare.
No. We ain't got a dump button here, I don't think, as we is. No dump button.
What's one of them? Spurs 0, Leeds 1. 20 minutes gone on Talksport. Game Day exclusive. That's a free kick that's been given to Spurs, actually. Before the ball went behind for a corner, there was an earlier challenge on Kulusevski, and he can now try and work the ball into the area, but it's deflected away into the path of Somerville. But then his intended ball up to Rodrigo is won back by Kulusevski. Now it's Longley on halfway, looking to float it out to the right-hand side. Strike wins the header, drops for Somerville, just flicks it over the head of Højbjerg, but Højbjerg got a foot in, and then Dyer just hooks it back over his head, and it bounces once and through to Meslier, who'll head it away for a throw-in. Goal at Anfield. Talksport's Matt Jones.
Liverpool are back in front. Liverpool 2, Southampton 1. Darwin Nunez getting it, but the architect is Harvey Elliott with a beautiful clipped cross into the box from where Nunez then volleyed home. Liverpool 2, Southampton 1.
Headed on by Perisic down the Spurs left-hand side, but Leeds will take control of it. Half-time just down the road at the Emirates in the Rugby League World Cup semi-final. Talksport's Mark Wilson.
Yeah, England 6, Samoa 10. 2 tries from 2 players in the Super League. Tim Lafay and Lingy Sao giving Samoa the lead at the break. Elliot Whitehead with a response for England. England look nervous. 40 minutes to get to the World Cup final. England 6, Samoa 10.
And in the other code, England have just taken the lead against Japan. Live on Talksport 2. Owen Farrell with a penalty. England 3, Japan 0. That's live on Talksport 2 right now. And another goal at Deepdale for John Dunn.
Preston back in it, 20 minutes gone. Preston 1, Millwall 2. A corner from the right, Robbie Brady whipping it in. Alan Brown on this near side got a touch, but the final touch, and it may be an own goal by George Long, couldn't keep it over the line, and it looks as though he's deflected in. Preston 1, Millwall 2.
And a red card at the DW Stadium. It's still Wigan 0, Blackpool 0, but Marvin Ekpiteta has been given a straight red card for the Seasiders. Wigan 0, Blackpool 0. Rob Kelly in charge of Wigan today after Liam Richardson was dismissed earlier in the week. It's Spurs 0, Leeds 1. We're midway through the first half here on Talksport. Ian Dancer and Perry Groves with you. Spurs have it on halfway with Davis. Now Perisic working the ball into the feet of Kane, but a poor touch from Kane allowed Tyler Adams to win it back. Now Rodrigo holds it up on halfway. Notto looks to this near touchline looking for an official to spot what he thought was a foul on him, but meantime the ball's been worked out to the Leeds goal scorer Somerville. Oh, lovely ball into the area. Rodrigo onside, angles tight, hits the post, and it comes out, and Spurs can clear their lines. Now the flag's gone up against Rodrigo, but another nervy moment at the back for Tottenham Hotspur. Rodrigo wasn't unable offside, and he clipped the inside of the post and it stayed out. Now Richarlison bursting over the halfway line into the feet of Kane, 30 yards out. Lovely ball to pick out Emerson Royale, right hand corner of the box, plays it just infield to Kulusevski. He'll lay it off to Højbjerg. First time ball clipped to the far post looking for Kane. Kane under pressure from Christensen will drift out towards this near touchline for Spurs. Now level with the edge of the area, slips into the feet of Perisic. Perisic cross deflects behind of Tyler Adams for Spurs. Fourth corner of the half, 1-0 Leeds.
Yeah, good play by Harry Kane. He just nudged Christensen off the ball, made sure he went underneath it. Just a little reverse pass to Perisic, tried to get his cross in, blocked at the near post. Spurs' third corner. Can Perisic make sure now that he misses the first man? Leeds go in zone across that 6-yard box, trying to pen. Tottenham are trying to pen Millet in.
Højbjerg's just walking towards him for a short corner. Notto hasn't spotted him. Now he has, as Højbjerg decides to move away. Perisic goes deep to the far post, looking for Kane, but flicked away by Robin Koch. Goes behind for another corner to Spurs, this time in front of those Leeds fans in the north-east corner. 1-0 to the Yorkshire side.
Better delivery from Perisic, just trying to find Harry Kane on the 6-yard box. There, Dance, really good defending from Koch. Just made sure that he defended his area, got that little touch. Corner of Spurs again over on their right-hand side.
To be taken again by Ivan Perisic, a left-footed in-swinger to come from the Croatian. Swings it into the near post. It's flicked behind by Rodrigo this time. Third corner in quick succession as Spurs try and turn the screw here as they attempt to get back level on Talksport.
Rodrigo doing his job at the near post, making sure the ball doesn't get past him. Better delivery this time from Perisic.
Same position, left-footed in-swinger from the right-hand side to come from Perisic. Underneath the crossbar, Meslier under pressure, punches half clear. Kane drives it in! It's 1-1. There's claims of a foul against Meslier. He will want VAR to take a look at this, but meantime, Harry Kane is trotting back to the halfway line, having scored for Spurs for his 12th of the season in the Premier League, and Spurs are level, but the Leeds players surrounding the referee Michael Salisbury, and they want VAR to take a look at this.
As the ball comes in from Perisic, Meslier tries to punch it away, and it's Richarlison just getting himself and Ben Davies in front of Meslier.
It's Longley actually who's gone in on him. Longley and Richarlison were both flying into that near post. Jesse Marsh is appealing to the fourth official that they should look at this. Michael Salisbury is clearly waiting for any sort of indication from Stockley Park, the VAR today.
Normally,
taking a look at this.
Goalkeepers are protected species. To be fair, so they've had the VAR checks.
Goal's been given,
and they've decided that there's not enough in it. Dance. I'm okay with that because it's not. I don't think it's a clear and obvious error from Michael Salisbury. Like you said there, it was Longley and Richarlison just blocking Meslier off. He got a punch, but it was a weak punch. Brilliant finish from Harry Kane, just smashed it high into Melier's net.
So Spurs score a first half goal. It's 1-1 on Talksport. Another goal in the Premier League at the Vitality. Alex Crook.
And a second for Bournemouth. Bournemouth 2, Everton 0. Little bit of controversy about this one. Philip Billing did really well to keep the ball in play on the touchline. As he hooked it goalwards, it was punched away by Jordan Pickford. The Everton players wanted the game to stop because James Tarkowski was down with a head injury. Bournemouth played on. Marcus Tavernier, goal scorer of the first, nodded the ball across the 6-yard box, and it's been headed in from a yard out by Kiefer Moore. 27 gone. Pressure on Frank Lampard. Bournemouth 2, Everton 0.
And Meslier just happened to make a save with his chest as Kulusevski was suddenly played through by Tottenham, who got their second wind. All of a sudden it's 1-1, and Emerson Royale on the right hand side drives it in field, but a poor ball straight to Notto. But then he's dispossessed by Davis, who fouled him, so it's a free kick to Leeds United. 1-1 here, and a very important substitution occurring at the London Stadium. Talksport's Dan Windle.
27 gone, still West Ham 0, Leicester 1. James Maddison with the early goal, really concerning in the last few minutes. No one close to him, Maddison. He's gone down a few days on from his surprising England call-up for the World Cup. An early goal for the Foxes, but now he's been replaced by Dennis Pratt. Hugely worrying for the England midfielder, who's just trudged down the tunnel in the last few minutes. Also Ward, big save in the last few minutes to deny side Ben Rama. Still West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
Boy, how's your luck, James Maddison? Well, we'll keep you in touch with that on Talksport throughout the rest of the day as to what that actually means for Maddison's World Cup future, whether it's just something precautionary or whether it's something more serious. Meantime, Sheffield Wednesday leader Accrington Stanley in League One. Alex Myton gets the goal for Wednesday. It's 1-1 here, and the noise level's gone up a bit inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium after that Harry Kane equaliser, Perry Groves.
Yeah, they've just upped the ante a little bit, Spurs, haven't they? They've started passing a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper. They're dangerous, especially down the right-hand side, but what's happening is when Kulusevski's coming infield, Emerson Royale's getting quite a lot of the ball dance, and his final delivery and his final decision has been really poor. On Harry Kane's goal, normally 9 times out of 10 in real time the referee Michael Salisbury would give a foul on the goalkeeper, but I don't think personally it was enough. So it was Longley and Richarlison challenging for the ball. Melier's probably got a little bit stronger, got to be a bit stronger, and it's not a clear and obvious error. So I'm really pleased that VAR didn't get
another
involved.
goal at Deepdale in the Championship. John Dunn.
27 minutes gone. Preston 2, Millwall 2. They were 2 behind. Now they're level. Emil Rees has headed in his 6th of the season. A far post cross from Andrew Hughes. A bullet header into the bottom corner. Back across the face of goal. Preston 2, Millwall 2.
You're not meant to get goals at Deepdale. It's meant to be 0-0 or 1-0 at most.
Is that the binary? Is it 0-0?
Yeah, binary.
1-0, 0-1.
So John Dunn is the goal pig this afternoon for Talksport. Meantime, Notto's down receiving treatment for Leeds on this near touchline. You're listening to Spurs 1, Leeds 1 on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Let's get an update from the City ground as we wait for the breakthrough there. Talksport's Jeff Peters.
It's Forest 0, Crystal Palace 0. Zaha going close for the visitors. Half volley over from 10 yards. And Johnson going close for Forest. Lingard sliding in a whisker away, but it's Forest 0, Palace 0.
Exeter lead Peterborough by 1-0 in League 1. Timothée Dieng for the Grecians, and Swindon equalise at home to Tranmere in League 2. Jacob Wakeling makes it Swindon 1, Tranmere 1. Notto still receiving treatment down beneath us. Don't forget, we've got more live football later on Talksport. The little matter of Wolves against Arsenal. 7:45 kickoff. Clyde Tilsley and Chris Iwelumo will be your commentary team for that game at Molineux. Let's get an update on what's been a pretty eventful opening half hour at Anfield. Talksport's Matt Jones.
Still Liverpool 2, Southampton 1, but the Southampton defence are living life incredibly dangerously. Bazunu has made 2 superb stops, one of them very recently from Firmino, and also rushing off his line to deny Salah as well. Southampton are so open at the back, I can't see this being the end of the scoring. 31 minutes gone, Liverpool 2, Southampton 1.
And just as we get back underway here at 1-1 at Tottenham, let's get an update from the London Stadium. Dan Windle.
30 minutes gone, West Ham 0, Leicester City 1. James Maddison with that early goal. He's just trudged off injured, though, a few days on from his surprise England World Cup call-up. We'll wait to see, bring you the latest on Talksport when we hear issues. We hear on that injury that he's picked up. Danny Ward, big save in the last few minutes to deny side Ben Rama. Apart from that, West Ham just struggling for fluency in the final third. West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
1-1 here in North London at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Forest Green 0, Wickham 2. Gareth McCleary gets Wickham's second of the afternoon at the New Lawn. And Northampton, who are without winning their last 3, they lead at Gillingham. Sam Hoskins with another goal. I made that 13th of the season for him. Now Richarlison for Tottenham. Gets to the edge of the area, gets in on his right foot, curls it towards goal. It's blocked by Robin Koch towards the 6-yard line, and Leeds clear their lines only as far as halfway. Longley beats it into the feet of Højbjerg, drifting out towards the right-hand side, to the right-hand corner of the area. Still going Højbjerg, down towards the dead ball line. Lays it back to Kane. Kane's cross is blocked, but it comes to Kulusevski. Gives it back to Kane. Thinks about a ball into the box, but plays a 1-2 instead with Royale. Then the ball ricochets away, back towards the halfway line. And it's tidied up by Longley. Spurs still have it, trying to force Leeds back. Kulusevski now, right-hand side, looking to roll his way around Cooper. Good defending from Cooper, behind for a goal kick to Leeds. You're listening to Talksport. It's currently Tottenham 1, Leeds 1, with 32 minutes gone. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Spurs to win at 8-11. The draw is 5-2, and Leeds to win it at 11-2. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, and the website you need is begambleaware.org. Now, Dejan Kulusevski's gone down on the far side of the field, holding his face, Perry Groves.
Yeah, Cooper's been a bit lucky there because Kulusevski had him over a barrel. He's just had a little touch. He's gone on the outside of him, and Cooper's got a flailing left arm, which actually has caught Kulusevski in the face. And normally I'm quite critical of players going down too easily, dance like they've been hit on the head with a lift. But you can understand why. I don't understand. The assistant referee is only 5 yards away, and it is a forearm in the face, and Kulusevski's not happy now. He's chasing after Michael Salisbury, just explain to him that he's been smashed straight across the nose.
12 minutes to half time. Don't think we didn't hear that, by the way, your pun.
I thought
that was
too
too
obvious.
obvious.
Was it?
No,
okay.
Of course I spotted it. Same as the one about Bronski beat earlier. That was a proper 80s reference from you, wasn't it? 1-1 on Talksport. And everything's calmed down and play can restart with a Leeds United goal kick. Plymouth, the League One leaders, are ahead at Lincoln City, and it's Adam Randall with the goal for Plymouth.
Dan, just looking at Jesse Marsh, because Spurs were getting a lot of joy down their right hand side, weren't they, with Kulusevski coming in, him trying to go on the overlap. they've actually changed over. So Somerville's gone over to Leeds' left-hand side. Notto's come over to right-hand side because the young lad Notto wasn't doing his job defensively. He was just getting caught ball watching. So I think they've put Somerville over there because he might be that little bit more disciplined on the defensive side.
It's a throw into Leeds United, just next to where Jesse Marsh is stood at the edge of his technical area. Thrown in by Christensen. Tried to get it back from Rodrigo, but couldn't keep it in play. It's drifted out of play for a Spurs throw in a similar sort of position around the halfway line, just inside their own half, and it's quickly taken by Davis. Squared across by Longley for Dyer. Now Royale, who had that brilliant chance before Spurs equalised, blazing a shot over the crossbar. And another goal at the MKM. Talksport's Alan Biggs.
It's Hull City 1, Reading 1. It's Yaku Mate with the equaliser for Reading at the far post, sliding in from a corner. That's 2 goals here. Both have come from corner kicks. It's Hull City 1, Reading 1.
Mark Rocker for Leeds United, middle of the Spurs half. Little dummy from Aaron toward Tyler Adams. He was looking to get a teammate involved, but they all stood stock still, and Spurs have won it back. Kane trying to square it from right to left for Richarlison, but it's intercepted by Robin Koch, and he will just play the ball square to Cooper. And now Adams comes short to pick the ball. His fellow defensive midfielder Mark Rocker takes over, strides toward the halfway line, plays it out left to Strike. Firm ball into the feet of Rodrigo, drifting out to the left-hand side for Leeds United. 1-1 with 10 minutes to half-time on Game Day Exclusive on Talksport. Now Somerville, the goal scorer, plays the ball in field. Aronson just lays it off to Adams, the 2 Americans combining. Once again Aronson has it and finds his compatriot. Now it goes back to Cooper on halfway, and I guess Leeds need this, Perry Groves. They need a spell of possession just to calm things down a little bit. Now Rodrigo able to turn midway point of the Spurs half. Early ball out to Christensen on the right hand side. Early ball blocked by the back of Perisic. Comes out to this near side, and Koch and Richarlison both went for the same ball. They both collided and gone off this near touchline, both looking in some distress, and the referee waits for the ball to go out of play. And because they're both off the pitch, play can restart because they both can get treatment without having to interfere with play. 1-1.
Robin Koch there, Dance, was going to take everything. The ball's by the touchline. Richarlison's facing the touchline. He knows that he can come through. He slides in, and he's going to take Richarlison out as well. That was a no holds barred challenge. Richarlison just holding his knee, and Robin Koch, I think, hurt himself on the follow through.
Richarlison just getting to his feet. We're about to get underway with a Spurs throw. Cheltenham equalise against Ipswich. That's 1-1 at Portman Road. Ryan Broom for Cheltenham. Update from the London Stadium in the Premier League on Talksport. Dan Windle.
West Ham 0, Leicester 1. Madison with the goal for the Foxes, then limped off injured. Thomas Souček with a firm finish from the edge of the box. Jared Bowen offside in the build-up though. Right call. Just a pity the flag came so late. West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
Morecambe lead Portsmouth by 1-0 in League One. Liam Shaw. And a foul as Harry Kane was brought down about midway inside the Leeds United half. He tried to continue, was brought down again, but I think referee Michael Salisbury brought it back for the original offence that was committed against him.
It's brilliant play by Harry Kane. He's dropping into that sort of deep area. First of all, he flicks it over Tyler Adams, and he just makes sure that he gets his body in between the ball and Struijk has no option as he's running so fast that he can't stop himself. Harry Kane gets Tottenham a free kick centrally.
1-1 on Talksport. Spurs take the free kick short, and then it's whipped in by Eric Dyer, and a comfortable claim by Ilan Meslier, 8 yards from his own goal line, and he bowls it out underarm to Tyler Adams, who can turn and run towards the centre circle for Leeds United. Options left and right. Goes left for Somerville, who gave Leeds the lead early in this first half, but Spurs back level through Harry Kane, getting his 12th Premier League goal of the season. Now Notto wins it back, 30 yards out, pokes it through to Aronson at the edge of the D, goes down under pressure, free kick given. It was Ben Davis with a challenger. Challenged with the shoulder by Ben Davis, and it's right at the edge of the D for a Leeds United free kick as they attack the south stand end. 1-1.
He's a really clever player, Harrison Dance. He's always on the half turn, just on the edge of the D, you said there, letting the ball roll across his body. This invites Ben Davis to come in, try and make the challenge, and the ball's running away from Ben Davis, just clatters into him. Harrison goes down. Correct decision from Michael Salisbury, the referee. really dangerous position here for Leeds United, just on the left-hand side of Spurs' 18-yard box, just outside the D.
Just to the right of the D, the centre of it for Leeds, so it favours a left-footed effort, and Rodrigo has placed the ball down very carefully. 10-man Blackpool lead at Wigan by 1-0. Gary Medine at the DW for the Seasiders, and Charlton now 2-0 up at Burton. Charlie Kirk with the second. So 2 players standing over the ball. Rodrigo looks favourite. Aronson's there too for Leeds United. 1-1. Referee just sorting out the wall that's just behind the penalty spot, and Højbjerg is the draft excluder. Have you behind the wall
ever seen the ball hit the draft excluder?
Not yet, but there's a first time for everything, Perry.
It's like as much use as an Astra on a motorbike. Never ever seen it.
Let's see what happens with this free kick for Leeds United, just to the right of centre with 6 minutes to the break on Talksport. Referee blows his whistle. Rodrigo left-footed into the bottom of the wall, comes out to the edge of the area. Rocker with a drive, it's straight at Lloris, gathers it cleanly, and it stays one apiece.
Rodrigo tried to be really clever there, Dan, because he knew that the wall was going to jump, so he's tried to play it underneath it. He actually hits his own player, Christensen.
Bentancur heads it into the centre circle. Richarlison none the worse for wear from that full-blooded challenge with Robin Koch earlier. Koch's back out there as well, and he has it now for Leeds United. It's struck forward to Wilfried Gnotto. Lets the ball run across his body with Perisic trying to close down the space. Back it goes for Christensen. Going to the World Cup with Denmark. Gnotto gives it back to him, the right back. He rolls it up to the halfway line, where down goes Adams under pressure from Davis. No foul, says the referee. And Spurs have it back with Højbjerg. Inching towards half-time on Talksport. And a penalty at the London Stadium. Back to Talksport's Dan Windle.
West Ham 0, Leicester City 1. Patson Daka running clear, caught by Craig Dawson. Referee Jared Gillett said play on. VAR Chris Kavanagh back at Stockley Park has taken a look and has overruled the referee. Penalty to Leicester, a chance to double their lead, closing in on half-time at the London Stadium. Yuri Tielemans, the skipper this afternoon, over it for the Foxes. Jared Gillett making his final checks. Tielemans with a huge opportunity in front through James Maddison, who has since limped off the England midfielder for Leicester this afternoon. Tielemans heading into half-time here in East London with a chance for Leicester to give them breathing space on the road in the Premier League before the World Cup break. Tielemans, deep intake of breath. Final checks from Jared Gillett, the referee. It will be Tielemans now against Lukas Fabianski. Tielemans saved! Fabianski, huge moment for West Ham. West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
And Leeds have a corner meantime back here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with 3.5 to the break. There will be another goal. We'll take you for a penalty at the City Ground. In fact, we'll do that now quickly. Jeff Peters.
It's Forest 0, Palace 0. Zaha down in the box, and Zaha missed the penalty. Put it wide. Forest 0, Palace 0.
And back here at the corner for Leeds United. Another goal elsewhere in the Premier League. We'll go there in just a moment, but let's see what Leeds can do with this corner kick at the south stand end on the left-hand side. Left-footed in-swinger to come to the near post. Headed up and out by Højbjerg. Kulusevski helps it further clear. Cooper nods it back towards the edge of the box. Flicked on looking for Rodrigo. 2-1 Leeds. Rodrigo, what an effort as the ball dropped out of the sky in the box, and Rodrigo hooked it home quite superbly for his 8th Premier League goal of the season. And right on half-time, Leeds are back in front. Spurs 1, Leeds 2, Rodrigo.
What a finish from Rodrigo. As the ball drops out of the air, he's got to make sure that he keeps his eye on the ball, just make sure that he gets his foot through the ball. Say, corner coming from Leeds from the left-hand side. It's cleared away. There's Cooper just has a header back in. Christensen wins a flick on. Spurs are just coming out. Actually, as they're coming out, they're not marking. Rodrigo finds himself unmarked round about the penalty spot. Just make sure he gets his left knee over the top of the ball. What a fantastic volleyed finish from Rodrigo to put Leeds 2-1 up.
Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leeds United 2, live on Talksport. And a 4th goal of the afternoon at Anfield. Talksport's Matt Jones.
I promised you more goals, Dan. Liverpool 3, Southampton 1. It's Darwin Núñez who's got it his 2nd of the afternoon and doubling his side's lead, sliding in on a pinpoint Robertson cross from the left-hand side. Liverpool 3, Southampton 1.
That's 8 goals in 13 Premier League appearances for Rodrigo for Leeds United this season. as we're only just about to get back underway here. Meantime, West Bromwich Albion have the lead against Stoke in the Championship. Kyle Bartley giving the Baggies the lead at the Hawthorns. Bradford lead at Sutton United. Andy Cook with another goal for the Bantams. That's his 12th of the season. Sutton 0, Bradford 1. But here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Richarlison trying to get into the box, but Meslier claims. We've got another 2-1 away scoreline here, as we had at lunchtime at the Etihad, Perry Groves.
It's been a really, really pulsating game here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs have had their chances, Leeds have had their chances, but Leeds have been that little bit more clinical.
Kane just inside the Leeds half, flicks it out to the right hand side. Emerson Royale, early ball into the box, looking for Richarlison. He might get it. Second time of asking, tried to poke it goalwards, but it dribbled towards the net and it was cleared away before it got anywhere near the goal line by Christensen. And then Somerville is bunged over by Dyer, and that's a free kick to Leeds United. Can Jesse Marsh's men see it out to half time at least with this scoreline intact? We're approaching stoppage time on Talksport. It is Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leeds United 2.
Dan's what fantastic defending from Robin Koch just on the penalty spot, basically, because as the ball comes in from Emerson Royale, it looks like that Richarlison's going to have a free hit from the penalty spot.
We're into 2 minutes of added time. May I remind you, Jamie O'Hara's taking your calls later on Talksport on the game day phone in.
If it stays like
this, it will not be Spurs are back at this point, will it? 03717 223344. What sort of mood is Jamie going to be in? Won't be chipper right now. Into stoppage time. 2 minutes have been added on by Michael Salisbury. We're into that minimum stoppage time now. Leeds have possession midway point of the Spurs half with Adams. Rolls it to the left and Rocker. And now clipped out to Somerville at the edge of the box. Not much space to operate in, and Spurs win it back. Milton Keynes lead Derby by a goal to nil at Stadium MK. Louis Barry for Milton Keynes. Spurs win it back, but then Richarlison gives it away to Adams. Touch to Gnotto. Up to the edge of the area, heavy touch. He was trying to thread it through for Rodrigo. The idea was right, but he overhit the pass, and Lloris could claim. And Spurs are being urged on to try and get themselves level before the whistle goes. Longley in possession at the edge of his own penalty area. Feeds Bentancur out to the right hand side, and Emerson Royale. He's faced up by the scorer of Leeds' second goal, Rodrigo. Now it's switched from right to left by Spurs. Perisic on this near touchline clips the ball in field. Touched by Kane, lovely touch to set Richarlison away down the left hand side of the box, but he runs into Robin Koch, deflects back off the Brazilian and behind for a goal kick to Leeds United. We'll be around the grounds with Adrian Durham in just a moment for all the half-time scores from the Premier League and our featured championship games, and a full classified half-time check as well before we bring you the second half here from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on another breathless afternoon of Premier League football. Liverpool 3-1 up at Southampton. Leicester 1-0 up against West Ham, but as you heard, a penalty save, they could have made it 2. Bournemouth 2 up on Everton, and the half-time whistle goes here, and boos ring around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as you might expect, because Leeds United, as it stands, are heading for 3 Premier League wins in a row. They went in front through Crescencio Somerville. It's 4th in 4 games. Brilliant finish and control inside the area to hold off Eric Dyer and slip it underneath Hugo Lloris. Spurs hit back when a corner from their right-hand side came through to Harry Kane at the far post. He chested it down and very stylishly knocked it home for his 12th Premier League goal of the season to bring us level at 1 apiece. But then Rodrigo put Leeds back in front with his 8th goal of the season. What a volleys, the ball dropped out of the sky at the edge of the area. Lloris got hands to it but couldn't keep it out. Jesse Marsh's side are at it again in the Premier League. They do not know when they're beaten. Half time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with plenty more excitement to come, I guarantee it. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leeds United 2.
And we'll be there for the second half. Late first half goals in League One. Lincoln equalise at home to Plymouth. That's 1 apiece. Plymouth the leaders, of course. Burton were 2 down at home to Charlton. It's now 2-2. That equaliser, Tom Hamer, right on half time. We're into added on time here at the London Stadium, where it's West Ham 0, Leicester 1. James Maddison scored. James Maddison went off injured worryingly, and Yuri Tielemans has had a penalty saved as well. Let's get half-time at Anfield in the Premier League. Matt Jones.
And it's Liverpool 3, Southampton 1 at the break, and Nathan Jones has big troubles with his new defence. It's now just 1 clean sheet in 21 away games for them, and the problem started very, very early on. Liverpool ahead by the 6th minute when Firmino flicked in a free kick from deep. The lead didn't last long. Just 3 minutes later, Southampton equalised. Che Adams with a pretty carbon copy goal, actually. It was a Ward-Prowse free kick. Alisson came off his line and Adams flicked it home, but Liverpool restored their advantage after Bazunu had made a couple of good saves. In the 22nd minute, Nunez getting his first, a delightful cross from Harvey Elliott, and Nunez volleying home, and then he got his second of the afternoon on 42 minutes, sliding in onto Robertson's cross from the left wing. Nathan Jones really does have to give his defence some talking to, because they are so open, and there will surely be more goals if they don't manage to shut up shop. Liverpool 3, Southampton 1 at the break.
Derby equalised at MK Dons right on half-time, and we've hit the break at the City Ground as well. Jeff Peters.
Nottingham Forest 0, Crystal Palace 0. Palace should have gone ahead 5 before the break. Wilf Zaha held back in the box by Joe Worrell. Spot on call by referee John Brooks. Zaha, though, was wasteful from the penalty spot, rolling the ball the wrong side of the post, not the way he wanted to celebrate his 30th birthday this week. He also blazed over when well placed early in the game. Brennan Johnson went close for Forest, fizzing an effort wide of the far post. Jesse Lingard diving in, couldn't get a touch, and then Lingard racing into the box, held back by Tyrick Mitchell outside. Anderson, the covering defender, free kick and yellow card. Again, the right decisions. Half-time, Forest 0, Palace 0.
A lot added on at the end of the first half at the Vitality. Bournemouth lead Everton 2-0, but it's half-time here at the London Stadium on Talksport. Dan Windle.
Lovely, right, Adrian. Half-time, West Ham 0, Leicester 1. It was all about James Maddison for the first 25 minutes. Inside the opening 10 minutes, the ball scuffed across the face of goal, found its way to Maddison, who emphatically finished into the roof of the net for his 7th goal of the campaign. Less than 20 minutes later, the Maddison went down injured with no one else close to him. A few days on from his England call-up just ahead of the World Cup, he's limped off. We wait to see what follows next for the England midfielder. Thomas Souček with a firm finish from the edge of the box had the ball in the back of the net for our host, but Jarrod Bowen was offside in the build-up. And Leicester also had a penalty save. Dawson fouling Patson Daka. VAR gave the penalty, overruling the referee. Fabianski saved from Tielemans, though. West Ham with big work to do. Half-time, West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
Right on half-time, Newport take the lead against Stockport County in League 2. Let's go into the Championship. It's half-time at the Cardiff City Stadium, Lawrence Mora.
Where it's Cardiff 0, Sheffield United 0. Decent half though, high tempo, and really the home team should be leading. Ryan Winters 25 yards, centre of the goal volley. That had just too much fade on the ball and whistle past the post. Then an even better chance. Callum O'Dowda standing up across from the left byline. Callum Robinson met the ball perfectly just outside the 6-yard box. The ball bouncing wide with Fodringham beaten. In fact, Robinson could be going off with a hat-trick, and I wouldn't be too surprised. The Blades with plenty of sorting to do at the break if they're going to get the win needed to go top of the table. At half-time, it's Cardiff 0, Sheffield United 0.
That's half-time at Carrow Road in the Championship. Talksport's Dave Rowe.
Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0. Norwich in front with a goal inside 8 minutes from Josh Sargent. His 9th of the season, latching onto a ball, helped on by Kenny McLean, and a firm shot to beat Zach Steffen. The Borough keeper had saved one-on-one from Pookie moments earlier, but couldn't keep that one out. There has been plenty of endeavour about Borough, who went close early on when Akpom headed over from Smith's cross, and the informed striker was also just off target from a Giles corner, whilst for the home side, Ramsey's deflected shot was well saved by Steffen. At the break, Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0.
It's half-time at the CBS Arena. Ian Abrahams.
Coventry 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. The goal in 11 minutes scored by the informed Victor Gyökeres, his 8th of the season. Good work down the left-hand side by Callum O'Hare. He rolled it across to Jamie Allen, who in turn to Gyökeres, and the Swede thumped it in via the underside of the crossbar. QPR have huffed and puffed, but Coventry have got closest to adding to their lead. They've won their last 3, Adrian, without conceding a goal. At the break, they're ahead. Coventry 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Motherwell have equalised at St Johnstone in the Scottish Premiership. Blair Spittle on 45. We'll have all the half-times very shortly. Let's go to Deepdale for half-time. Talksport's John Dunn.
Preston 2, Millwall 2. Millwall coming into the game without a win or a goal in their last 3, but they were ahead after 3 minutes. Zian Fleming adding to ending a run of 5 without a goal. Receiving the ball, edge of the area, back to goal, a mixture of strength and skill. Seen him shoot and score. Fleming got his second on 15 minutes, a 20-yard free kick drilled through the wall. That spot pressed into life. They pulled one back on 90 minutes. From a corner, it was scrappy. Alan Brown out, but it back to the danger area. Final touch may have come off George Long, the Millwall goalkeeper. Comeback complete on 27 minutes. Ched Evans with a far post header, making it 3 in his last 2 games. He nearly got another just before the break. The stats suggested we wouldn't have many goals in this one. We've had 4 in a thrilling first half. Preston 2, Millwall 2.
Back to the Premier League. It's half-time now at the Vitality. Alex Crook.
Finally, it's half-time. Bournemouth 2, Everton 0. The Cherries gifted the lead by a rare mistake these days from the England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford at just the worst possible time for him. It was a tame shot from the edge of the area from Dominic Solanke, dropped at the feet of Tavernier by Pickford, and Tavernier tapping in for his second goal in as many Premier League games. The home side doubled their lead 7 minutes later. This time Pickford certainly wasn't at fault, did well actually to keep out Philip Billings' initial effort at the near post. Tavernier, scorer of the first, turn provider, keeping the ball alive inside the box, nodded it forward, and there was Kiefer Moore, the Wales striker, from a yard out to make it 2-0. Everton, big complaints, the play should have been stopped for a head injury. James Tarkowski lying down inside the 6-yard box, but the goal did stand. They lost Vitaly Mikalenko at that point as well, who was injured in trying to keep out the effort from Moore. And right at the end of the first half, Bournemouth may be fortunate to still have their full quota of players. There was a lengthy VAR check after a lunge tackle from Lewis Cook on Amadou Onana just on the edge of the centre circle. Yellow card in the end. Bournemouth have been 2-0 up and lost in each of their last 2 Premier League games, but they've not faced a side as poor as Everton in either of those. Half-time here, good news maybe for Gary O'Neill. It's Bournemouth 2, Everton 0.
Half-time in the Championship at the MKM. Alan Biggs.
1, Reading 1. It's a fair scoreline. It's a good game, but not the sort to satisfy coaches, with both goals coming from corners. Poorly defended maybe, but great delivery in each case. Jean-Michael Seri for Hull, for Jacob Greaves to power home, and then Junior Hoylett swinging one in for Jaco Mete to slide the equaliser. Half-time, Hull 1, Reading 1.
Right, let's get an update in the Rugby League World Cup semi-final. It is not going England's way, Mark Wilson.
It is not. Almost an hour gone here. England 12, Samoa 20. Remember, England beat Samoa 60 points to 6 in the opening game of the tournament. Well, it's Samoa who have hit back here. Double for Tim Lafai, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, and tries for Sout and Crichton. I mean, it's a 2-score advantage for Samoa. England have looked really nervy. They look rattled. They've got 20 minutes to dig themselves out of a big hole here. It's England 12, Samoa 20.
This is Game Day. Half-time classifieds.
In the Premier League, a result from earlier, live on Talksport, it finished Manchester City 1, Brentford 2. These are half-times. Bournemouth 2, Everton 0, Liverpool 3, Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Palace 0, Tottenham 1, Leeds United 2. Second half coming up live on Talksport. West Ham 0, Leicester City 1, Newcastle Chelsea at 5:30, Wolves Arsenal at 7:45 live on Talksport. Championship half-times, Bristol City 0, Watford 0, Cardiff 0, Sheffield United 0, Coventry 1, QPR 0, Huddersfield 0, Swansea 0, Hull 1, Reading 1, Luton 0, Rotherham 1, Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0, Preston 2, Millwall 2, West Brom 1, Stoke City 0, Wigan 0, Blackpool 1, League 1, Accrington 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Fleetwood 1, Burton 2, Charlton 2, Cambridge 0, Bolton 0, Exeter 1, Peterborough 1, Forest Green 0, Wickham 2, Ipswich 1, Cheltenham 1, Lincoln 1, Plymouth Argyle 1, MK Dons 1, Derby 1, Morecambe 1, Portsmouth 0, Oxford 2, Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury 0, Barnsley 1. In League 2, Carlisle 0, Walsall 0, Crawley 1, Barrow 0, Crewe 0, Colchester 0, Gillingham 0, Northampton 1, Grimsby 0, Doncaster 1, Harrogate 0, Orient 2, Newport 1, Stockport 0, Rochdale 0, Mansfield 0, Salford 0, Wimbledon 0, Stevenage 0, Hartlepool 0, Sutton 0, Bradford 1, Swindon 1, Tranmere Rovers 1. In the National League, Aldershot 0, Maidenhead United 2, Borehamwood 0, Woking 1, Bromley 0, Halifax 0, Eastleigh 0, Notts County 0, Oldham 0, Barnet 0, Scunthorpe 0, Maidstone 0, Solihull Moors 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Southend 2, Dorking 0, Torquay 1, Chesterfield 1, Wealdstone 0, Wrexham 0, Yeovil 1, Gateshead 1, Altrincham York is at 5:20. And in the Scottish Premiership are results: St Mirren 1, Rangers 1. These are half times now. Celtic 0, Ross County 0, Hearts 0, Livingston 0, Kilmarnock 0, Hibs 0, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 1, and Aberdeen Dundee United is a 6 o'clock kickoff.
Game Day live on Talksport with Now Sports. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Wolves versus Arsenal live tonight for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
You what? You what? You what? You what? You what? You're not watching the big footy games in a pub and grill fan zone at Village Hotels? Who are ya? Premier League and big games on giant screens, stadium seats, great lineup of beers, and dirty burgers and bar snacks to tackle. Plus, win big game tickets, beer for a year, and other great prizes. Visit villagehotels.com/Talksport. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Always drink responsibly. Who are ya?
For insightful analysis of every kick and every goal from the weekend's Premier League action, get the game from The Times on Monday. Subscribe today at thetimes.co.uk/football for provocative and compelling opinions from highly respectable writers, including Tony Cascarino, Ian Hawkey, and the voice of football, Henry Winter. Try it free for 1 month at thetimes.co.uk/football or pick up the free supplement in The Times on Monday.
Lovely bit of football!
Auto renews at £26 a month unless cancelled. T's and C's apply.
Hello, my friend. Life comes at you fast, so make time for you time with Just Eat. Here for early times, lunch times, late times, strange times. The perfect times for the McDonald's sausage and egg McMuffins, Leon Love Burgers, and German Doner kebabs. Plus more from Costa Coffee, Subway, and Papa John's. So order now, later, in a bit, whenever. We got it.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
Product subject to availability and restaurant opening and serving times. Participating stores only. See justeat.co.uk for details.
This football season, get a hand from Betfair's popular bet builder and easily add our fan favourite football selections to your bet slip in just one tap. And you can get a £5 free bet when you place a £5 bet builder on Newcastle versus Chelsea. How handy is that? Because we're Betfair.
Max £5 free bet builder valid for 72 hours. Cash bets only. Exclusions, minimum combined odds and conditions apply. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade-quality building products. This month, we've got an Axis 90 white PVC M4A centre pivot roof window for only £179 ex VAT. Now that's a real deal. Find even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse or online at selcobw.com.
We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
That charged at 20%.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a treehouse in the garden.
I'm living my perfect childhood.
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2021 and 30th of September 2021 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
What does Asahi Super Dry taste like? Crisp, refreshing and always super dry. A taste as unexpected and surprising as modern Japan. That's right, Japan's #1 beer. Asahi Super Dry, beyond expected. Go to asahisuperdry.com to verify. Enjoy responsibly. Visit drinkaware.co.uk to find out more.
Game Day live on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. We search a panel of lenders to find you the best deal. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Game Day. Get all the goals on your radio.
Game Day live
on Talksport.
Well, Wolves Arsenal at 7:45 live on Talksport tonight. Faye Carruthers, your host at 7:30. Game Day phone in with Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor from 5:30 on Talksport. Right now, though, second half, Spurs 1, Leeds 2. Here's Perry Groves and Ian Danter.
Thank you, Adrian. Back here, Leeds have made a change ahead of the start of the second half. Wilfried Gnotto lost his way a little bit in that first half for Leeds. He's gone off, and Sam Greenwood, the 20-year-old from the Leeds Academy, has come on to replace him. Scored his first senior goal against Bournemouth last time. So I'll run you through the revised lineups in just a moment, but Spurs in their white shirts and socks kicking towards the giant South stand away to our right in this second period. Leeds in that change strip of black shirts and socks with gold shorts. They're attacking the North stand where their supporters have really enjoyed that opening 45 minutes, and it's Crescencio Sudmill who got the one their way, working the ball back to Liam Cooper at the halfway line. He trots forward and finds Brendan Harrison. Good strength from him to protect the ball from Eric Dyer. Back it goes to Mark Rocker. Straight ball into the feet of Aronson. Rocker once again just clips it to the right, midway point of the half, and Greenwood's first touch to send it out to Christensen. Back for Greenwood once more. Little ball in field for Aronson. Touch for his American teammate Adams, but Spurs win it back, and there's a foul on Richarlison. So Spurs have Lloris in goal, Dyer, Longley, Davis in the back three, Royal, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Perisic in midfield, Kulusevski, Kane, Richarlison. For Leeds, it's now Meslier in goal, Christensen, Koch, Cooper and Strike in the back four, Adams and Rocker just in front of them, Greenwood, Aronson and Somerville now behind Rodrigo in attack. We played a minute of the second half, and you wanted to talk, Perry Groves, about Eric Dyer's position and what he's having to do as the right hand side of the three centre halves.
Yeah, I just think he looks really exposed defensively. When we saw Spurs at the beginning of the season, Dan, Eric Dyer was playing in the middle of the three centre halves, and he looked very composed, didn't he? Because he knew he had the structure on his right and his left where he wasn't getting exposed. Whereas here, Emerson Royal is more interested going forward. There's a massive gap down Spurs' right hand side.
Here is Royal up to the edge of the area looking for Kulusevski. Gives it back to the ball from the right hand side from Dyer, who's got into the right wing position, but an handle in his boot. It's gone way across to the far side, and Leeds will have a throw in their right back position 10 yards from the corner flag. 2-1 Leeds are in front.
Yeah, just completely overhit there from Eric Dyer. So he found himself actually beyond Emerson Royal that time. All he's got to do is just feed it into the 6-yard box, actually smashed it out for throwing for Leeds over in their right back position.
Leeds' last win at Tottenham was in the days of David O'Leary, Ian Hart and Lee Bowyer back in 2001. They came from a goal down. Hart got a penalty. 6 visits since without winning, but they're in front here. But there is a foul on a Spurs player. They're all crowding round the referee, Michael Salisbury, and both sets of teams' colours. Can't see who the Spurs player is. It's down. It's
Eric Dyer,
actually.
Yeah, I think
the halfway line.
As Mark Rocker came in, he's quite lucky there because he's gone and actually studs up.
Eric is down too. Yeah.
Eric Dyer just got there before him, and Mark Rocker's followed through with his 6 studs, and then gone down Eric Dyer's shin. And Michael Salisbury, the referee, decided to give Rocker the yellow card, which I think is the right decision.
So Dyer still receiving treatment. It's 24-6 to England against Japan in the Rugby Union at half-time. That's live on Talksport 2 in the Autumn Series International. But what of the closing stages in the Rugby League World Cup semi-final at the Emirates? Talksport's Mark Wilson.
England have got a lifeline here, Dan. It's England 18, Samoa 20. Herbie Farmer had just crashed over for a try, much needed as well. It's been goal from the sideline. England have got 16 minutes left for a place in the World Cup final. England 18, Samoa 20.
Tense there, tense here, just across North London at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on Game Day exclusive on Talksport. Spurs 1, Leeds 2. Earlier today, Brentford won by 2-1 at Manchester City for their first away win of the season. Ivan Toney with both goals for the Bees. Kulusevski forcing a corner out of Pascal Strike. Spurs get their first corner of the second half, away to our right at the South Stand end. They trail Leeds by 2-1.
Yeah, he did well there, Kulusevski. Used his body really well. Made sure that he put Pascal Strike under a little bit of pressure. Corner for Spurs on their right-hand side.
So it'll be another left-footed in-swinger from Perisic. Kane and Richarlison just to the left of the penalty spot, waiting for a deeper corner struck to the far post. That's where it goes from Perisic. A one-handed punch clear for Meslier, knocked down by Højbjerg, but it's picked up by Rocker, who'll drift out towards the right-hand side, midway point of his own half, and try and release Somerville down the right-hand side, but that was an important collect from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, just to keep the ball away from Greenwood, and Spurs work it back up to halfway. Nodded in field by Longley. Kane spots Kulusevski in space and rolls it into the Swede. Right-hand corner of the box, faced up by Strike, cuts in field, but then runs into Adams. And Leeds do cover the ground quickly to get back in position. Spurs, though, have a throw. 5 gone in the second half. Leeds 2-1 up.
Really good play from Tyler Adams, because he knew that Kulusevski wanted to come in side strike onto his left foot. Tyler Adams just makes sure that he creates a 2v1, backing his defender up, and just nicked it off of Kulusevski's toe. Easy for me to say.
It's easy. Back it goes to halfway and Longley. Rolls it across to Eric Dyer. Early ball in field to Bentancur. Now Kulusevski and Royal trying to combine. Royal wins a throw. Off Strike. Takes it quickly. Rolls it down the right side of the box for Kulusevski. Rides the challenge to Cooper. Puts it back for Kane. Cleared in front of the goal. And then in for the second attempt by Ben Davis. Christensen couldn't keep it out the second time. He blocked Kane's shot on its way to goal. It came out to the edge of the area, and Ben Davies drove it in fiercely for his second Premier League goal of the season, and he brings Spurs level for the second time in the match. Spurs 2, Leeds 2.
Leeds have just completely switched off from the throw-in dance on the right-hand side. Comes in for Royal. Kulusevski does brilliantly, gets in behind Aronson, cuts himself back inside Liam Cooper, and then just gets his head up, plays it into Harry Kane, gets a little deflection, comes out to Ben Davies, and he just absolutely smashes it first time. Christensen just behind Meslier on the line. Meslier gets a little touch, Christian gets touched, ball goes in the back of net, 2-2.
Talksport game day exclusive. Another brilliant live game for you. As if Manchester City won, Brentford 2 wasn't enough. And we've still got Wolves Arsenal to come tonight. Faye Carruthers will be hosting from 7:30 straight after the phone-in. Clyde Tilsley and the former Wolves striker Chris Iwelumo will be on commentary at Molineux. Celtic 0, Ross County 1 in the Scottish Premiership. David Cansola for Ross County. Celtic only one league defeat this season, but Ross have back-to-back wins, starting the day in 10th in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers only got a draw at lunchtime at St Mirren. That finished 1-1. Here's Brendan Aronson trying to get away down the Leeds left-hand side, the near side to us. Wriggles in between Royale and Longley. Royale brought him down, says Michael Salisbury. Free kick to Leeds United on this left-hand side, almost level with the Tottenham penalty area. 2-2.
Yeah, he's just very clever. He's got very quick feet, doesn't he, Aronson? Plays in that little 10 position. He's allowed to float all over the pitch. Longley just get himself a little bit too tight. Aronson buying Leeds a free kick on their left-hand side, which will be swung in by Tyler Adams.
Just placing the ball down, just a couple of yards in from this near touchline. It's Greenwood's going to take it actually, out on this near side for Leeds. Holds both arms aloft, drives it in right-footed, deep to the far post, headed by Christensen up in the air, headed towards goal by Aronson, and Lloris just comes out and gets a hand on it. Not convincing, but he found a Spurs teammate, and the ball works up to halfway, and Adams is fouled by Richarlison, although Richarlison appears to have come off worse from the aerial challenge. Leeds have a free kick at the edge of the centre circle, 2 apiece.
As I said there, Dan, Lloris wasn't particularly convincing, because I actually think he can just get that into his body. He's just sort of palmed it away. Leeds are very good on their set pieces. When the ball comes in from Tyler Adams, they make sure that they're challenging for the first ball, and 9 times out of 10 they win the second ball just to put Spurs under pressure.
Somerville for Leeds United as the free kick's taken quickly, rolls it back to Mark Rocker. Raking ball from left to right to pick out Christensen, who's got him behind right-hand side of the area. The cross is cleared by Dyer. Comes out to Somerville. Now Adams 30 yards out, quite central. Strokes it to the right-hand side, and Christensen once again. Early ball into the near post. Comfortable claim for Lloris at his near post. Tottenham 2, Leeds 2. All action on Talksport here in North London. Perry Groves.
That was a spotter's badge there, wasn't it, from Mark Rocker over on Leeds' left-hand side. Just a raking pass, probably fully 70-80 yards out to the right hand side to Christensen. As Christian takes the ball down, couldn't quite get the right pass into the 6-yard box.
Now Leeds have won it back. Aronson feeds Tyler Adams, drifting down the left hand side, midway point of the half. Adamson stays with him. Aronson then gives it back to Adams. Infield it goes to Sam Greenwood. Again Christensen is available on that right hand side, but Greenwood's ball for him is overhit and just drifts behind on 2 bounces for a goal kick. Don't forget Talksport breakfast back Monday morning. When you wake up at 6 a.m, Laura Woods and Jamie O'Hara will be in charge. We've had some great guests in the past week. Wayne Rooney joined the show on Friday. And we had Alan Shearer, the all-time Premier League leading goal scorer. And we had Tim Sherwood calling on Conte to sign a new contract during the course of Talksport breakfast last week. Saying, if I was Daniel Levy, said Tim, I would not give Conte money until he signed a new deal. Perry Groves.
Well, Conte marches to the beat of his own drum dance, doesn't he?
Now here's Aronson up to the edge of the area, trying to play a 1-2 with Rodrigo. Great interception by Bentancur. And Spurs will try and clear their lines with Perisic. He's trying to play a 1-2 with Richarlison. Receives it on the halfway line. Matt Doherty going to be on in a minute for Tottenham Hotspur, presumably for Emerson Royale. Ball's given away meantime by Bentancur to Somerville on halfway. Was he fouled? He was, says Michael Salisbury. And a goal at the City Ground. Deadlock broken. Jeff Peters.
Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 0. Morgan Gibbs-White turning in from close range, disallowed for offside, marginal, checked on VAR, goal given. Forest fans happy. Gibbs-White with the goal. They lead Palace 1-0.
There's going to be a double change in actual fact for Tottenham Hotspur. Not just Matt Doherty coming on, but Davinson Sanchez is going to be introduced as well by Antonio Conte. We've only played 11 minutes of the second half. And the first change will see Clement Longley being brought off, so straight swap. I wonder whether Sanchez will move to the right and Dyer move to the middle. I think that might be the plan, Perry Groves.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, Dan, didn't we, that Eric Dyer was a little bit out of sorts in that right-hand channel with the three centre-halves. Spurs always look more solid when he goes into the centre, so David Sanchez will come on as a right-sided centre-half, and Matt Doherty will come on as the right wing-back.
That sheer as Matt Doherty is brought on for Emerson Royale. Free kick to Leeds, headed out of play by Perisic on the far side. So goals in all the Premier League games this afternoon. Bournemouth 2-0 up against Everton, Liverpool 3-1 up against Southampton. Forest, as you've just heard, leading against Palace through Morgan Gibbs-White. And Leicester in front at West Ham. They've also had a penalty saved, Leicester, and James Maddison has gone off in the act of scoring the goal that puts Leicester in front. We don't know how serious the injury is. It could be a hamstring. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the day here on Talksport as to the condition of the young man who was celebrating his England World Cup call-up just 48 hours ago. Meantime, Leeds United have a throw on the far side. 57 gone on Game Day exclusive on Talksport. Spurs 2, Leeds 2, and you sense, Perry Groves, that the goal scoring's not done yet.
No, it's been a very open game. I think it's the way that Leeds plays well, Dan, don't they? Because when they're in possession, they commit players forward. They're high energy. They're very like a Bielsa team in attack, where they go like the Red Arrows, and then they've actually responded quite well after they've been pegged back to 2-2.
Have it again with Somerville up to the edge of the area. He's brought down by Sanchez. Another free kick to Leeds, right at the edge of the area, this time in the second half, to the left of centre, as Sanchez just clipped the heels of Crescencio Somerville as he was making his way towards the edge of the area. 2-2.
Yeah, it's good play from Rodrigo into Somerville, just coming off that left flank. Just great first touch, then coming inside. Davinson Sanchez just let the training left leg out. Definitely a free kick. Really dangerous position again for Leeds United, just on the edge of the D.
West Brom 2, Stoke 0. Brandon Thomas Asante, their summer signing from Salford, doubles the lead for the Baggies at the Hawthorns. And Hearts 0, Livingston 1 in Scotland. Stephen Kelly for Livy. Now there's two players standing over the free kick. Sam Greenwood is probably favourite. Rodrigo's there too. And there's another draft excluder. It's Højbjerg once again.
He's just getting a little rest.
Chance for Greenwood to set this one goalwards. Lloris is standing to the left of the centre of his goal. It's opening up the near post to us as Greenwood looks to go for goal. There's a six-man Spurs wall, and there's three Leeds players just in front of that wall as well. Lloris has got very little view of this free kick from Sam Greenwood.
And I think Hugo Lloris is maybe half a yard too far over, too close to his left-hand post. There's a massive gap to his right-hand side.
Let's see what happens as Greenwood, parallel to the ball, addresses this free kick for Leeds United, approaching the hour mark. 2-2. Lloris waits just in front of his goal line. Greenwood steps up, right-footed, and puts it over the bar. Tried to go for that post that Lloris had vacated to the near side, but it went over the bar. Update at the Emirates in the Rugby League. Mark Wilson.
England 20, Samoa 24. England got level at 20-20 thanks to Tommy Makinson's got penalty, but Stephen Crichton's just intercepted a pass and gone 60 metres to score. England have got 6 minutes left. England 20, Samoa 24.
Close at the Emirates. And it's dead level here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, just around the North Circular. Leeds coming forward at 2-2 with Christensen, the Danish right back. Tucked in field for Tyler Adams. Derby lead at Milton Keynes. 2-1 now they lead at Stadium MK. Crescencio Somerville level with the edge of the area left hand side, looking to get Doherty back pedaling. Rolls it back to Rocker at the edge of the area, gives it back to Somerville. A couple of jinking feet, chance to get beyond Doherty. He's stuck to his task well. Forces Somerville away from goal. Now Aronson makes room for a shot left hand corner of the box. It's blocked away. Manages to guide it back to Adams. Adams spots Robin Koch in a bit of space. Now Greenwood shovels it out to the right-hand side as Leeds switch flanks. 2-2 the score. Greenwood puts a cross in for the right-hand side, deflected behind for a Leeds United corner. Only their second of the game here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, right in front of their supporters. 2 apiece.
They shifted the ball really well there. Somerville and Aronson, when they get into the 18-yard box, you can see the Spurs defenders. That time it was Ben Davis and Eric Dyer don't want to go and commit themselves because of the quick feet of Somerville and Aronson. Corner for Leeds on their right.
Which is swung in by Greenwood. Up go the heads. It's cleared away by Richarlison. Just hooks it towards halfway. Nobody in a white Spurs shirt on halfway line. So Tyler Adams has all the time in the world to guide it back to his keeper Meslier. We played just over an hour on Talksport, on Game Day exclusive. It is 2-2 in another high tempo, high intensity game in the Premier League. Earlier today you heard live on Talksport Brentford winning by 2-1 at Manchester City for their first away win of the season, and ending that long unbeaten run that City had in the Premier League at home. You're listening to Tottenham 2 Leeds 2 on Talksport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Newcastle, Chelsea and Wolves versus Arsenal live today for £11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports for all the details. Ball out of play for a Spurs throw just inside their own half, next to where Jesse Marsh is stood directing operations at the edge of his technical area. 2-2.
Just looking at Spurs, Dance. Antonio Conte, when Spurs are in possession, he's asked Perisic over on that left-hand side and Doherty on this right-hand. Basically, they're playing as right wingers and left wingers, and he wants the ball to be transferred a lot quicker than what they're doing, because Hugo Lloris is probably taking too many touches. So you've got to go and get Bentancur to go and get it, or Højbjerg to go and get on it, just to get that little pass into Harry Kane to release the 2 wing-backs.
Bristol Rovers 1, Fleetwood 1. Josh Coburn on loan from Middlesbrough with another goal. Now here's Kulusevski for Spurs. In the area left-hand side, tried to drill it towards the near post, but it went a good 3 or 4 yards wide, and it ends up being a Leeds goal kick. But Kulusevski got into a very intelligent position. Left-hand side of the box, was well fed, but dragged his shot wide. 2-2.
Yeah, it's a great run from Kulusevski. Finds himself in the centre, just a brilliant ball from Richarlison from that left-hand side, the outside of his right foot. And once Kulusevski gets in, he's got to make sure that he goes across Meslier to make him make a save.
Celtic equalise in the Scottish Premiership at home to Ross County. 1-1. David Turnbull with the equaliser. And Newport 1, Stockport 1. Stockport equalised through Chris Hussey at Rodney Parade. 2-2 here at Tottenham. Live on Talksport with the Game Day phone-in to come after Adrian gives you a full classified check after 5 o'clock. Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Ogbonlahor taking your calls tonight ahead of our live commentary of Wolves against Arsenal, 7:45 at Molineux. Clive Tilsley and Chris Owellamo with Faye Carruthers hosting that third live game of the day here on Talksport from the Premier League. And don't forget, the autumn series continues over on Talksport 2. Already we brought you Ireland's win over Fiji. England 24-6 up against Japan right now. You can join Andrew McKenna and the team from Twickenham if you want your rugby action this afternoon. And there's more games to come from the autumn series. Once that's done, Wales-Argentina at 5:30 and France against South Africa at 8 p.m. Leeds United in possession just over the halfway line with Mark Rocker. Finds Brendan Aronson. Now it's worked out to the right-hand side. Burton 3, Charlton 2. Burton with 2-0 down. It's 3-2 now. Victor Adebayo and Grimsby 0, Doncaster 3 in League 2. George Miller. Aronson for Leeds. Up to the edge of the area. Tried to slide it through for Rodrigo, but a Spurs boot got it clear. Kulusevski keeping it play on this near side. Trying to outpace Adams, but across comes Liam Cooper and very calmly wins it back for Leeds United. And let's get back to the Emirates. What's happening in the Rugby League semi-final? Mark Wilson.
England needed a miracle. They might have just got one. Herbie Farnworth is on the end of a 90-metre break from England. Tommy Makinson has got a kick from 10 metres in from the touchline. There are less than 90 seconds on the clock. If he kicks this, it's all level. Could possibly be going to golden point. And Makinson standing over the kick. He's 4 from 4 on the day. This to make it 26 points apiece. Remember, Crichton with the intercept gives Samoa the lead with 7 minutes remaining. Makinson taking his time. The Emirates has fallen silent. England's World Cup final hopes could well rest on this kick. He's lined it up. He's not missed yet. Tommy Makinson, the St Helens star. The cheer tells you it all. A minute left. England 26, Samoa 26.
Boy, oh boy, all square at the Emirates, all square at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on Talksport, and all square at the DW in the Championship. James McLean equalises for managerless Wigan Athletic, 1-1 against 10-man Blackpool. Another sub coming up for Tottenham Hotspur in just a moment. Looking to see who it is that's coming on. But for the moment, Leeds got some defending to do. It's going to be Bissouma coming on shortly. Meantime, ball flicked out by Højbjerg, not very convincingly out to the right-hand side, but not the best of clearances from Leeds either. Oxford 3, Port Vale 0. Billy Bowden with another for Oxford this afternoon. And a goal at Deepdale in the Championship. John Dunn.
63 gone, Preston 2, Millwall 3. They're back in front, and Zian Fleming has a hat-trick. McNamara down the right, a cross coming in, missed everyone, came to Fleming, thought he'd take it first time, took a touch, steadied himself, finished it off into the bottom corner. What a day for him. Preston 2, Millwall 3.
Thank you, John. We'll be off for a goal at the Cardiff City Stadium in just a moment, but Spurs have a corner at the South Stand end as we approach the midway point of the second half. Live on Talksport, 2-2 between Spurs and Leeds. Perisic to take this left-footed in-swinging corner in front of those massed ranks of the Spurs support in the South Stand. Goes deep to the far post, just touched away from Kane by the outstretched fingertips of Illan Meslier, and goes behind for another corner that Kane wants to take quickly from that far side. Perisic, though, coming across to take it away from him. We will get to that goal at Cardiff in just a moment with Lawrence Moura against Sheffield United. But meantime, Kane's trotted back to his position 8 yards out. 2-2, corner kick.
Yeah, he's trying to block Meslier again. Davison Sanchez going up against him. Bentancur, just make sure he can't come for the punt.
And it comes from Perisic, headed away by Leeds. Let's get to the Cardiff City Stadium in the Championship. Talksport's Lawrence Moura.
Cardiff 0, Sheffield United 1. George Baldock has got this. He's got to the byline and fired it front post, somehow beating Ryan Orslop at his front post. The firecrackers have gone off, and Sheffield United, as things stand, are heading top of the table. It's Cardiff 0, Sheffield United 1.
Spurs making that change now. Richarlison is making way for Bissouma. What do you make of that change, Perry Groves? Is that just because Richarlison's only just back?
Yeah, but if
just
you're
protecting him a little bit?
Yeah, but if you bring Richarlison off, then surely you're going to put Lucas Moura on, because Bissouma, you're at home. Bissouma is a miles more defensive player than Richarlison.
Goal at Carrow Road in the Championship. Dave Rowe.
Equaliser, Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 1. Brilliant strike by Riley McGree. Howson playing the ball up to Marcus Forss. Forss knocked it down on the half volley in the D. McGree on his left foot found the top corner. Brilliant strike. Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 1.
McGree off to the World Cup with Australia. So are we on Talksport. Every single game from the Qatar World Cup starts next Sunday evening. Qatar, Ecuador will get us underway. Every single game, including, of course, England, who get their campaign underway on Monday against Iran. Rochdale 0, Mansfield 1 in League 2. George Maris for the Stags. And a goal kick for Spurs, who've made that change. What's it done to the shape of Tottenham Hotspur, Perry Groves?
Well, do you think that Kulusevski might get himself a little bit closer to Harry Kane, because Bissouma's gone into that central holding midfield role, and the reason being is because Aronson was getting himself on the ball a lot, Dan, wasn't he? Playing that 10 position for Leeds, getting Leeds ticking over.
Bentancur almost in a right back position at the moment, gives the ball to Davison Sanchez, who under pressure from Aronson rolls it back to Lloris. We've got just over 20 minutes to go on Talksport here in North London. Spurs 2, Leeds 2. Leeds have led twice and been pegged back twice. What's to come? Adams gives the ball to Rodrigo, who'd come deep. It's worked back to Cooper. Oxford 4, Port Vale 0 at the Gazam. Matty Taylor gets on the score sheet now for the U's.
Yeah, so Spurs basically have gone to a 5-3-2. Say Kulusevski just going a little bit more infield, hopefully for Spurs' point of view, to create more space for Doherty down on this right hand side.
Doherty's got some defending to do, because Strike fires the ball in field from the left hand side. Good control from Rodrigo. Christensen calling for it on the right hand side. In for Greenwood. First time clip cross into the area, but comfortable claim from Hugo Lloris as Rodrigo is trying to pile in on it. Fires it downfield, Lloris, up to the halfway line. Kulusevski protects it well. Feeds it infield to Bentancur. Gives it back to the Swede. Kulusevski trying to get the ball out of his feet. Closed down by two players. One of them, Adams, brings him down. But the referee says play on. And then as Leeds win the ball back, too early for the referee's liking. There's no advantage. Adams will get a yellow card for that challenge on Kulusevski. 20 minutes to go on Talksport. Let's get an update from the London Stadium. It's 2-2 here. What's the score at the London Stadium? Dan Windle.
22 minutes to go. West Ham 0, Leicester 1. West Ham pressing higher, more effectively, harder for Leicester to get out, but still no luck. Ben Rama shot straight at Ward. Jared Bowen should have done better with a chance at the near post, but miskicked. And Tilo Kehrer just flashed a cross across the face of goal. But once more in East London, no West Ham shirt there to finish. Time running out for the Hammers. West Ham 0, Leicester 1.
Celtic lead Ross County 2-1 in the Scottish Premiership. Sead Haksabanovic makes it 2-1 at Celtic Park. In the Premier League then, Bournemouth 2-0 up on Everton, Liverpool 3-1 up on Southampton, Forest 1-0 up at the City Ground against Crystal Palace, and as you just heard, still 1-0 to Leicester at the London Stadium. Here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 2 apiece as Leeds under pressure clear their lines through Robin Koch, but Spurs have a throw left hand side, getting nervy in these last 19 minutes for both sets of supporters.
To be fair to the Spurs fans, Dan, they're trying to get behind their team and they're trying to rouse them, see if they can sort of get their energy levels and then transmit themselves onto the pitch to get Spurs to play a little bit further forward up the pitch. Just pass the ball a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. But to be fair to Leeds, they haven't just sat back, Dan, when they're in possession. They're trying to get the winner as well.
Here's laying the ball off to Højbjerg. Early ball for Kulusevski in the centre of the Leeds half. Works it out to the right wing. Doherty cuts in field from the right hand corner of the box, trying to get the ball on his right foot. Finds Kulusevski. Again, right hand corner. Ball hits the back of Mark Rocker. Comes back to Kulusevski once again. Checks onto his left foot, then rolls it back to just out of the centre circle where Eric Dyer waits. Dyer. Square ball to his right for Bentancur. Bentancur's ball is easily picked off by Leeds United, but they don't have many flooding forward on a counter-attack, and a poor touch from Aronson just kicks the ball straight out of play down beneath us for a Spurs throw. Morecambe 1, Portsmouth 1. Colby Bishop equalises for Pompey. 18 minutes to go on Talksport. 2 apiece here between Spurs and Leeds in another full-blooded encounter. Kulusevski trying to get away inside the area, but the ball's protected well by Cooper to allow Meslier to come out and claim just outside his 6-yard box. Perry Groves.
Yeah, well, Meslier had the little should I stay or should I go dance when he was like hesitating. Cooper's looking at him thinking, come on, where's my goalkeeper?
But there was no clash.
You're see what he did there.
What? Meslier has the ball in his hands, will bowl the ball out underarm for Robin Koch. Now Tyler Adams drifts towards the centre circle, plays it left for Rocker. Somerville now picks it up for Leeds on this near touchline to left as Leeds attack the north stand here at Tottenham in this second half. 2 apiece. Aronson gives it back to Rocker. It's all very tight to this near left hand touchline for Leeds. Now they work it back into the centre of the half for Greenwood. Adams back out to this near side and Pascal Strike. Somerville got Doherty watching his every move. Can't jink past him, goes back in field via Strike to Adams. Adams rolls it to his right for Greenwood. Christensen calling for it at the right hand corner of the area, picks it up now for Leeds. Greenwood makes a run down the right hand side of the box, but is not used. Instead it goes back to Liam Cooper. Cooper will give the ball left to Strike. Further out to Somerville, 2-2. Here comes Somerville running at Doherty, gets into the area, checks onto his right. The shot is blocked well by Doherty. Comes out to Strike, running towards the edge of the area. Almost runs into Sanchez. Then cleared away as it's sent out to Somerville, right hand side. And now they're into extra time at the Emirates, and it's all over. Golden point extra time. Who's won it? Mark Wilson.
Heartbreak for England. Samoa go through to the World Cup final. Stephen Crichton drops a goal from 30 metres out. England were poor on the day. Samoa fully deserved their win. It comes in a dramatic fashion. It's Australia-Samoa next week in the World Cup final. Samoa win 27-26.
Cross from Leeds from the right hand side, overhit really. It might be picked up by Somerville on this near side, but Doherty lobs it over the head of Somerville, but it's kept in play by Strike. Goal of the Vitality in the Premier League. Alex Crook.
All over here, Bournemouth 3, Everton 0. Jadon Anthony having only just come on with a brilliant header at the far post across Jordan Pickford into the corner. Everton dreadful, Cherries fantastic. Bournemouth 3, Everton 0.
03717 22 3344. Everton fans, you want to have something to say about Frank Lampard and his team losing twice heavily in a row in Cup and then League at the Vitality. The Game Day phone will keep you up to date with Newcastle-Chelsea, which kicks off at 5:30. Let's get the lineups there quickly, all thanks to Betfair at St James's Park. Steve Harmison.
5 changes for Chelsea, and the big one is Lewis Hall, 18-year-old, born in Slough.
makes his debut at left back for Chelsea. In comes Lewis Hall, Conor Gallagher, Broga, Kovacic and Koulibaly. Out go Cucurella, Havertz, Aubameyang, Sterling and Silva. Newcastle make 2 changes, and that is no Callum Wilson. Poorly, not very well. No Jacob Murphy. Newcastle's teams: Nick Pope in goal, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno Guimaraes, Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, Miguel Almiron, Chris Wood and Joe Linton. In Chelsea, Mendy, Azpilicueta, Koulibaly, Chalobah, Hall, Jorginho, Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Broga and Mason Mount. 5:30 kick-off at St James's.
Leeds lead again at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Rodrigo, magnificent left-footed drive across the Reese and into the bottom corner for the 3rd time this afternoon. Leeds in the front, Rodrigo with a goal, magnificent finish. Spurs players surround the ref. I don't know what their issue is. It's been given as a goal. Wonder whether the VAR will take a look for a challenge in the build-up. But Rodrigo's finish from the left-hand side of the box was unerring. Spurs 2, Leeds 3.
Spurs are looking for a foul on Bentancur by Tyler Adams. Michael Saunders, referee, just played on. Ball comes out to Rodrigo on the left-hand side. Davinson Sanchez doesn't get anywhere near close enough. What a finish from Rodrigo with his left foot across Hugo Reis, in off the far post. Leeds go 3-2 up. You have to say, Dance, it's not against run of play because Leeds have been very, very adventurous when they've got the ball. They haven't settled for 2-2. Massive pressure on Spurs at the moment.
We've got 13 minutes to go. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Leeds United 3. Those lineups, by the way, for Newcastle Chelsea, brought to you by Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. What have Spurs got left then in these last 13 minutes? Luke Ayling is being prepared down beneath us. Ben Davies on halfway. Eric Dyer in the centre circle. Played out to Davinson Sanchez. Now Doherty strokes it in field. Sanchez once more. Kulusevski on the overlap right hand side. Across the face of goal. Defended by Robin Koch. Comes back out to Kulusevski. Faced up by Strike. Now Sanchez gets to the byline. The cross is only half cleared. Bissouma with a drive way over the bar. Goal kick to Leeds United. Earlier we did get a goal up at Deepdale. Which way did it go? Talksport's John Dunn.
It's gone to Millwall again. They have a 2-goal advantage for the 2nd time in this game. It's Preston 2, Millwall 4. The cross from Vogelshaber coming in. Flicked on Charlie Creswell on loan from Leeds. The centre-half with his 4th goal of the season. Preston 2, Millwall 4.
So a sub being made here by Leeds United, and it's Mark Rocker that's coming off, and Luke Ayling coming on, Perry Groves, to bolster the defence for these last 11.5 minutes.
Mark Rocker has been excellent in that holding midfield role alongside Tyler Adams for Leeds. Gets his foot in, wins the tackles, moves the ball nice and quickly. As you said there, Dan, it's just more of a defensive move from Jesse Marsh. Luke Ayling will just go over in that right back position. Tyler Adams sit a little bit deeper. Looks like Christensen will go in front of Luke Ayling.
So Spurs in possession inside their own half, with Yves Bissouma on as a substitute in this second half. Rides the challenge of Greenwood. It's 3-2 to Leeds. 11 minutes to go on Talksport. Perisic trying to work across him from the left hand side. It's blocked by Adams. Comes out into the midfield. One back by Davis. Seems an awful long time ago that Ben Davis got Spurs level in the first half. In the second half, rather, because it was it's been goals flying in all over the place. 10.5 minutes to go. Spurs 2, Leeds 3. Now Spurs coming away down the right hand side with Højbjerg by the corner flag. Hits it against Greenwood, out of play for a throw on this near side. And a goal at the London Stadium. Talksport's Dan Windle.
Afternoon all over. It seems West Ham 0, Leicester 2. A break for the Foxes. Finished well by Harvey Barnes. A lung-busting run down the left-hand side, sliding it under the body of Fabianski. Looks all over for West Ham, and the West Ham fans agree with me. They're off. West Ham 2, West Ham 0, Leicester 2.
Spurs in possession inside their own inside the Leeds half, but they're trailing here. 3-2 to Leeds United, who are edging towards a third successive Premier League win. But here's Doherty with a cross, brilliantly headed clear, comes out to Benton, goal! It's 3-3. Rodrigo Bentancur levels for Spurs for a third time this afternoon. The cross from the right hand side was headed clear to Bentancur, and his drive was deflected past Meslier, wrong footed. It's 3 apiece.
Bit of redemption from Bentancur, just a ball out for this right hand side from Ben Davies out to Doherty. He puts the ball into the box, it's headed clear, no one's picking up Bentancur, who's 14 yards out. He takes his first touch, it's a really good first touch on his chest. Second one is a half volley with his right foot, takes a little deflection, gives Meslier absolutely no chance. Spurs 3, Leeds 3.
What a noise around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a bit more belief around three sides of this brand new stadium right now. And there's still 8.5 minutes to go. Chance for a winner for either side. Doherty plays the ball in field for Højbjerg. Crossfield ball to pick out Perisic. Kane in the box. Other Spurs players joining him. Perisic trying to get beyond Christensen. Gets the cross in, but it's volleyed away by Ayling. And out of play for a throw. 3-3, what a game. And 3-3 at the Pirelli as well. Burn 3, Charlton 3. Jesser and Raksaki on loan from Palace. Levels for Charlton. Grimsby 1, Doncaster 3. Newport 1, Stockport 2. Paddy Madden for Stockport. Now Kulusevski down the Spurs right towards the byline. Got 2 Leeds players watching him. Gets to this near touchline. Rolls it back to Doherty. First time cross. Volleyed away by Robin Koch up to the halfway line. Stevenage lead Hartlepool. And it's Danny Rose for Stevenage, started the day in second place, and Peterborough have come from behind to lead at Exeter. Efren Mason-Clark makes it Exeter 1, Peterborough 2 in League 1. And a goal at the CBS Arena in the Championship, Ian Abrahams.
Coventry 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Victor Gyökeres has his second of the game. It's his 9th of the season. He was fed again by Callum O'Hare, and easily beats Seny Dieng in goal. It's Coventry 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Rodrigo Bentancur wins it, baby, for Tottenham Hotspur. 2 in 2 minutes for the Uruguayan. Kulusevski, the creator, got to the byline, rode a challenge, calmly pulled it back, and Bentancur rolls it home, and Spurs lead for the first time this afternoon as we edge towards the 90-minute mark. Rodrigo Bentancur makes it. Spurs 4, Leeds 3.
It's double redemption from Bentancur. Great little ball from Harry Kane. Just plays in Kulusevski. He makes sure that he keeps his composure down this right hand side. Just dips inside Robin Koch, then gets his head up, cool as you like, just then flicks it back to Bentancur, who's got himself on the edge of the 6-yard box, left footed, just slides it into empty net because Mellier's committed himself at the near post. Spurs 4, Leeds 3.
Amazing game on Talksport. 7 minutes to go, and Leeds players look a little disorientated by what's happened to them in the last couple of minutes, where Rodrigo Bentancur has scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to turn this game on its head. Leeds have possession with Ayling, looking for Tyler Adams. Now Greenwood can charge toward the halfway line. Great put in by Bentancur to win it back. Now Kulusevski coming forward again for Spurs. Doherty on the overlap. Doherty gets it down the right hand side of the box, takes a heavy touch, and Leeds will try and work it clear. Cooper does finally get it outside the box to Tyler Adams, dispossessed by Sanchez. Kulusevski trying to make room for a shot. Kane at the edge of the area, went for goal, blocked by Greenwood. Anywhere will do for Leeds to get it out of harm's way, and they just hoof it into the empty Spurs half. 4-3 here.
Yeah, Leeds have got a little bit ragged. Jesse Marsh went a bit defensive. He went to 5 at the back, brought on Luke Ayling in that right centre half position with Christensen, and basically Dan Ashton just invited Spurs onto Leeds. To be fair, it's been a brilliant reaction from Spurs after going 3-2 down. Bentancur giving the ball away for Leeds' 3rd goal. got himself a couple of goals to put Spurs 4-3 up.
You're listening to Spurs 4, Leeds 3. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Spurs at 12-1 on to win. The draw 7-1. Leeds to win it from this position 100-1. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org. Here's Højbjerg on halfway for Tottenham Hotspur. Don't forget Wolves Arsenal, another Premier League exclusive to Talksport. Later tonight at 7:45 at Molineux. Arsenal will be top at Christmas no matter what, because Manchester City lost at home to Brentford at lunchtime. But here comes Spurs, getting the fans singing in the South Stand. They're on their feet now to our right. Behind 3 times, but now in front. What have Leeds got left in these final 4 minutes plus added time? They're about to make a double change. Joseph and Gelhardt will be on shortly. Aronson dispossessed. Bissouma. Oh, he's caught by Adams. He's going to be sent off. Second yellow card for the American. Clipped Bissouma as he was trying to launch a counter-attack. 2 lemons make a strawberry. Tyler Adams is sent off for Leeds.
Tyler Adams just lost his head completely there. He's got wrapped up in the emotions of the game. He got booked for a trip on Kulusevski for his first yellow card. He gives Michael Salisbury absolutely no option whatsoever. Just basically hacks down Bissouma. Just complete lack of discipline from Tyler Adams. And you think that you can say now, with Leeds down to 10 men, Spurs 4-3 up with 3 minutes of normal time to go. I think that could be the end of the game.
You're listening to Tottenham 4, Leeds 3 on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Exeter equalise against Peterborough. Sam Nombi with his 8th goal of the season for the Grecians. It's all square down there in Devon. Here in North London, passions running high. 3 minutes to go. Leeds down to 10 men, and Spurs 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 down, and now 4-3 up. Incredible. And still time to go. We're in the 88th minute of normal time. And Spurs just looking to play the ball around the back line, not being pressurised by any Leeds players. There's still going to be a double change for Leeds. They're still going to bring Joseph and Gelhardt on, even though Tyler Adams has had his marching orders. Dyer has the ball just ahead of his own 18-yard line. No hurry to get it downfield. Now it's hit long to try and get Doherty away. Cooper heads it up in the air. And it'll break down the right-hand side for Spurs. Goes out of play. Throw into Leeds United. And this means the double change can be made. And Joseph is coming on, the young academy graduate. And also Joe Gelhardt coming on for Rodrigo. Looking to see who Joseph came on for there. We'll do that in just a moment. But remember, Leeds are down to 10 men, and they've only got 2 minutes of normal time plus added to do something about this scoreline. 4-3 to Spurs.
It was Christensen who came off, who was playing in sort of the right back position. I actually think that Jesse Marsch, his negative substitutions had impact on Leeds, because going 5 at the back, it just makes you sit that little bit deeper. It gave Spurs the impetus. Whereas you look at Conte's substitutions, he's absolutely spot on.
Kulusevski, what a game he's had, setting up what could be the winner. But Rodrigo Bentancur gets a massive ovation as he comes off, and Lucas Moura will get a run out for these last few minutes for Tottenham Hotspur. 4-3 up. And Kulusevski, back for the first time since mid-September, has had a terrific game for Tottenham this afternoon.
He was their best attacking player, though. Bentancur obviously has got his 2 goals, and he'll probably get the man of the match from the sponsors. But Kulusevski through the whole game, even in the first half where Spurs were a little bit sort of bitty, he was the one who was getting the ball down, cutting in from that right-hand side. And he's obviously made the winning goal, well, could be the winning goal.
30 seconds of normal time to go, plus whatever Michael Salisbury wants to add on at the end of the 90. Spurs 4, Leeds 3. Now they're trying to protect the ball down by the corner flag, but Højbjerg runs in to Pascal Strike, and the ball eventually goes behind for a goal kick to Leeds United that Mellier's not going to hang about taking. Højbjerg just rolling off the pitch. Not sure what the problem is with Højbjerg. I think he went in strongly for a challenge to try and win the corner. We're into 4 minutes of minimum stoppage time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just over 4 minutes then separates Spurs from a win. They've lost their last 2 against Liverpool here in the league, against Nottingham Forest in the League Cup, and they were trailing here 3 times. Not done yet. Spurs are defending. Leeds with 10 men coming forward. Greenwood controls it on the far right hand side. Joseph is out there with him. It's out for a throw, quickly thrown into Robin Koch. Leeds trying to get players forward, but they're a man down, remember. Cooper gives the ball to Strike. Somerville looking to hold his line, level with the edge of the area, receives it now from Robin Koch. Still has it, Somerville, up to the edge of the area, looking for the run of Aronson, cleared away by Doherty, up to halfway. Liam Cooper brings it down and will guide it back to Meslier. We played a minute of the 4 that have been added on by Michael Salisbury. Spurs 4, Leeds 3 on Talksport. The phone in to come with Jamie and Gabby. Jamie a good deal more chirpy, I imagine, with this scoreline. 03717 223344. But here come Leeds with Joseph, but that's good defending by Ben Davis. Hits the ball against Luke Ayling. Out of play it goes for a Spurs throw. Time now for us to pick our man of the match with Car Finance 24/7. Perry Groves, who are you going for and why?
Well, I mentioned Kulusevski because I thought he was Spurs' best attacking player, but it has to go to Bentancur because he's the one who got caught in possession for Leeds' 3rd goal from Rodrigo. Spurs went 3-2 down, and he's got 2 late goals, one in the 81st minute, one in the 83rd minute, and that's the reason that Spurs are 4-3 up, so it's got to go to Bentancur.
That was our man of the match from today's game with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Giovanni Brown's won it for Exeter maybe against Peterborough. Came through the posh academy and scores his 9th goal of the season in League One. Exeter 3, Peterborough 2 at St James Park. Here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2 minutes of minimum stoppage time to go. Spurs 4-3 up on Leeds in a thriller here in North London. Just down the road in the Rugby League World Cup semi-final, a thriller was lost by England against Samoa with a golden point extra time winner for the Samoans, who will take on Australia in the final. Kane strokes the ball in field to Bentancur, who's on a hat-trick, but he instead shovels it out to the left-hand side for Perisic. Only Moura in the box for the cross, up in the air off Robin Koch, heads it down. Can Leeds get it clear? Only half clear. Harry Kane urged to shoot as he picks the ball up with his back to goal. 20 yards out. Receives it back from Matt Doherty and Højbjerg. Good skill from Højbjerg, right-hand corner of the area, trying to get past Strike. Leeds will get it clear. Time running out for the Yorkshire side. They won 4-3 last week. They're losing 4-3 this week. Kane down to this near side corner flag, clashes with the Leeds defender and wins a free kick right by the corner flag. 4-3. Spurs have a free kick at the end of the field they want the ball to be at. Perry Groves.
Yeah, very clever from Harry Kane. Again, he's brilliant at just getting his body in between the player and the ball, and that was Greenwood that time. Just a little bit too keen. Kane's thinking, yeah, come on, just nudge me in the back and I can just fall to the floor. Exactly what happened. So Spurs will just run the clock down in the corner on the right-hand side.
Taken short to Harry Kane, who'll protect it by the corner flag once again. And out of play it goes off a Leeds boot. Spurs throw. And there goes the full-time whistle. Listen to that roar around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They've not won their last 3 at home. They lost to Newcastle, they drew against Sporting, they lost to Liverpool, and they were losing 3 times during the course of this game against the resurgent Leeds United. But Spurs found a way to come back 3 times to level it at 3 apiece, and then they finally found themselves a winner. Rodrigo Bentancur with a brace inside 2 minutes to seal the 3 points and see Spurs back 3rd in the Premier League before Newcastle take to the field against Chelsea. What a thriller in North London. Leeds contributed fully to it. They led 3 times in the game through Somerville and twice through Rodrigo. But Kane, Davis and the brace from Bentancur wins it for Antonio Conte and co. Full time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Unbelievably, Spurs 4, Leeds 3.